What is happening, you guys, and welcome to another episode of the Finn's Tailgate. I am your host, El Capitan, and tonight on the tailgate party that never stops, we have a couple things to go over. Chase Edmonds had a couple of words about Tua. There was the interview with Mike Gesicki, the sit-down interview, clip from there. OTAs, some videos released on Dolphins Twitter. I'll play those. Some articles, some good stuff, some nonsense, some Monday morning and the longest off period. I think it's 107 days till football. So it's just a long time. And we'll do our best to get everything keeping it fun. That's all I can say. So, but in the meantime, guys, make sure you're checking out all the great content here on the program. You got Tonk 7. Oops, wrong one. Tonk 7 TMI Tuesdays live around 9 with color commentary. Might get someone else on there with color with Tonk tomorrow. But you guys can also catch color on Thursday nights, late night color commentary. And then everybody, make sure you're checking out Ali's late night exhale show on Saturday was really good. Every other night of the week, you have me, El Capitan, at around 10 or so, flexible hours, guys. Cash App, Venmo, the Finn's Tailgate, help support the show. We really appreciate it, guys. You can also find Fanatics in the link in the description if you're trying to get yourself some gear or trying to get yourself some of our gear. So make sure, guys, both those links are in the description and try to help out with everything and, support the show. We need the support and, super chat, everything. What's happening, guys? California, John, Jose, Dolphin Don. What's going on, y'all? I know the Heat are down. Well, at half, they were down 22 points. So is what it is. And, I kind of seen the Heat kind of laying a little bit of an egg. Game ain't over, so I'm sure you guys will keep me updated on it. But in the meantime, we will continue on with everything else. So I'll go ahead and share some of this Dolphins Twitter stuff. What's going on, Shake? A couple of the OTAs coming out, guys. Just show you guys what's been coming out. A little bit of drills being run up in this Then there was, God, I don't know why they do that every time. It starts all over. You got a pass from Teddy Bridgewater that I'm sure in some circles are drumming up. Look at Teddy. He's so good. Cedrick Wilson makes the catch on this too. And I have an article about Cedrick Wilson, about him being, probably the best kept secret of the Dolphins. And we'll get into that a little bit later on. I think there was one more thing that they had put out. I'll show you guys. Nope, that was it. But yeah, guys. Also, I have a little bit of a take from Chris Greer that was on the herd. I'll go ahead and pull that up, and we can both listen. We could all listen to that. Oh, guys, everybody, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, make sure you're coming over to YouTube, subscribing to the channel. Everybody hit that like button, please. It helps the algorithm, gets it going. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pull this up. It's essentially Chris Greer on the work that's been done to the offense.
Has made a lot of moves to improve this offseason. They brought in a new offensive coach, revamped their offense, obviously Tyreek Hill being the key piece of that. And GM Chris Greer said even players on the defensive side of the ball can see a difference.
I think.
And that ain't no lie. I mean, you're going to see it firsthand with all that speed on there and how immense blocking is to this game. And in the interview with Mike Gesicki, he talks about that. So
the whole offensive side of the ball. I mean, it's been fun watching these guys, how they bought in, listened to Mike, and believing in watching them practice. And even the defensive guys about a week ago were saying they could not believe the transformation on offense and how these guys are doing. So Tua's confidence, I think, is high. Mike and the relationship and the belief in him. So he's very, very excited, and he's had a good offseason so far.
If this was any team other than the Dolphins, I would be very, very, very high on them. But because it's the Dolphins, I remain.
Jeez, friggin' Joy. You know, I get it, Joy. I understand. A lot of Dolphin fans have just written Joy Taylor completely off. She is dead to them. And I get it. She's not nice to the Dolphins anymore. And I understand her, though. I've been a lifelong Dolphins fan. I understand the love-hate relationship that comes with being a Dolphins fan for your lifetime. That's what it is. I've never had a Super Bowl. I've been nothing but lied to or broken promises. And so when anyone else is telling me something's good or not, and I'm from South Florida, so my natural inclination is to believe that you're fucking lying. That's just what it is. And I understand her. So I cut her some slack. She just wants the Dolphins to win too. Her family and everything's tied to it. She lives down here, guys. Take it easy on the lady. Be a gentleman and be ladies. Take the high road and it doesn't matter. So don't give her too much. I do have another clip from them when Colin Cowherd, he essentially picks the Dolphins over the Patriots, overcoming the Patriots. And, you know, it's a pretty good clip. And yeah, Shake, you know, brother's a legend. But, you know, how you personally feel about your team, we all know how personal feelings get. You know, how you can, if you've been a Dolphins fan for 20 plus years, you've not watched the Dolphins out of sheer pain before. You've literally turned your back on the Dolphins at least one time out of sheer pain, or you stuck through and then you just dogged the Dolphins too. So you got to kind of find inner peace to be a Dolphins fan. Namaste, bitches. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of what it is to be a Dolphins fan. It's why we have so much content available all over every network, social media. There's podcasts, there's radios, there's spaces, there's channels, there's friggin' everything, because we need the most therapy at this point because we're almost insane. We're almost beyond the point of no return where you're either a sadomasochist or we're just fucking insane. That's all. And I think when being an elder, and I'm not old, but being around this fan base so up close and involved inside of it for so long, that you kind of get past the failure and the letting down part. You know, yes, we're a dysfunctional family, stuck through it all. That's right, John. I think when we see the younger people come up and they're so, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Passionate in the wrong ways, where the criticism of the team is not allowed or this way, that kind of stuff. I kind of cut them some slack because we were all there, you know, that's all. They want to feel good about it. They want to see it in a certain light. And I get that. I get it. I try to look on the bright side of things too. So we will, you know, do that. But now on to this other Colin Cowherd clip where he picks the Dolphins over the Patriots, or the Patties, as I say.
That's a buy for me. The Patriots only won one more game last year, and the Patriots had a bad draft, and the Dolphins added Sony Michel, Tyreek Hill, Cedrick Wilson, left tackle, arguably in football, Teron instead.
That's right. We got all these weapons more over, and what do they got? They lost J.C. Jackson and they got a shitty draft. That's what they did.
Raheem Mostert.
And they lost their OC, and nobody knows who's calling the plays over there right now either.
They just upgraded everywhere. So this is a team that beat New England twice last year, and they are significantly more dynamic with an offensive coach this year. So Miami comes in and buys for a wild card spot in the AFC East.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting one. Kenny?
That's a buy for me.
So I think I don't want to say the writing's on the wall for the Patriots because you can't count them out until otherwise. They fucking went to the playoffs last year, everybody. But it's like Bill Belichick keeps betting on himself, and he keeps maybe not always winning, but definitely not losing. Maybe breaking even. I think this is the year he has to pay the piper. Losing McDaniels, losing a top-notch corner and having the confusion and bringing back retreads and coaching staff to do whatever the hell it is they got going on. I know they'll have a good run game. They'll have a good, middling road defense, and the play calling will be good. But we've been known to beat them with the same kind of Patriots that they've been. So I'm not worried about them as a Dolphins fan. Maybe other when Bill Belichick goes against a rookie head coach or a young, inexperienced head coach, or it's his first time playing Belichick, he usually does pretty good on them. He gets in their head, they fucking win. But same thing with younger quarterbacks. So we'll see how the games line up with what they play. What's going on, Vaughn? Q, what's happening, buddy? Okay. Let's see here, guys. So the next thing I got is the Mike Gesicki interview loaded up here. And I'll let that ride for a little bit. All righty. Now this is a longer interview. He's it's on the Brenneman show, and good show. You guys should subscribe. He gets some good. He had Chase Edmonds on earlier in the year, and that was pretty good too. But he talks about Tua in this clip, so we'll hear his words on it. He talks about Tua throwing a good ball and how he's always believed in him and everything like that.
Stay with did you see the Twitter thing with Tua and that all the people talking about the throw he made on Twitter a couple days ago?
Did you see that? I mean,
dude, the fans and media are so crazy. It was like a slight.
I didn't even notice. Like when I seen it, I didn't even notice. And then I was looking at the comments, or I saw the thing trending. I think I showed it yesterday.
Okay, so this is a little bit older of an interview. What they're referring to, in case you can't gather or you're just listening and not watching, they're talking about the media hype video with Tua throwing to Tyreek Hill. And from what I can now, with information I've received about it, say was just a walkthrough, kind of a trot around, kind of what I expected it was, what it looked like to me, that he was just chucking it up to wide receivers. They were just dicking around a little bit. Not really a route run, a lot of guys in the middle of the field. There was other people. It's not like it was a solo. Anyhow, the ball was a little ducky and a little short, but so stupid. That's what they're talking about, and how social media is undefeated with being petty on bullshit.
I was like, what do people like?
Bro,
why can't they just let this go?
Like, in all honesty, like if you're running the Dolphins social media, like post a better. It was the first one, the first throw they posted up to
bro. Fans are ruthless, bro.
Yeah, people are just so bored, and they're just like you.
It works both ways, though. So I hope a lot of athletes, actors, and everybody goes with the ebbs and flows of social media, because on one hand, there's a video released of Tua throwing a ball to Tyreek, and people are just out the gate, pick it apart, use it as a weapon, and just piss people off and troll. On the other hand, it's Tua just throwing a ball from a zoom in, zoom out in shorts, and everyone gasses it up like the best fucking thrower you've ever seen. So you got to take the good with the bad on it. Which is why when people get at each other on social media and try to have some like real world shit about it, you're fucking just chill, bro. Chill out. Cause like there's a balance, you know, when people want to like cancel culture type of thing with it, it's just ridiculous. Just relax, people. It's freaking sports, you know. So let's just continue on. And yeah, guys, as far as the Cats and the Panthers, I mean, it's just it's a shit show with the Panthers. They need a little bit more enforcement with that team, a little bit more physicality. That finesse and making all them, you know, fucking goals works when it works. In the playoffs, you got to get physical, and that's why the Lightning has owned the Panthers every time we see them in the fucking playoffs, and it pisses me off. I mean, I'm happy for the Lightning when they got theirs, but now it's coming at behest of the fucking Panthers. That pisses me off now. Okay? That's what I don't like. We'll talk about that at a different time. As far as the Heat, guys, I kind of expected the Heat to throttle a little bit right here. That's kind of how the Heat go. You know, they ain't going to lose next game.
Underthrew.
You could say anything about anything, and people are gonna just hype it up.
Media started retweets. I was out there tweeting.
I'm sure you were. I'm very, very hesitant to hang out with you these days.
Dude,
I'm kidding, bro. Relax. No, but I love playing with Tua, and like I say this behind closed doors. I say it on Brenneman Shows Up. I'll say it on friggin' ESPN. I don't care. They would never have me on ESPN, but like I think Tua's great. I think he has a really strong arm, and I think he's extremely accurate. And that's like he can put it wherever he wants. And I mean,
a little bit of editing done there. I'd like to see the long version with the clipping back and forth, but I'd like to see him go into the depth because I feel like in him explaining things about Tua, it was a little bit more longer talking, but at the point across, he's basically saying, look, he's not worried about Tua's arm, and he's definitely not worried about, you know, him as a quarterback. And what he likes about it is how it's a tight spiraled ball and it goes to where it needs to be as far as where you want. The communication between the receiver and him have to know where, hey, on this route around this corner, if the DB is on the outside of me, put it here. If he's on the inside of me, put it here. If he's on the outside of me, put it there, you know, out in front of me. They could have a little bit more. And Tua's good at, by all accounts, from what everyone says anyhow, Tua's good at putting the ball where they want it, and that's what they mean by accurate.
I mean, I think I've only gotten like a better connection with him as our 2 years have progressed. So I'm fired up to.
I'm excited to see your guys' offense. It's gonna be tough.
The only thing I was worried about was when we first drafted him was I was like, damn, like I've never caught from a lefty before. I think I caught like 2 balls from like Billy.
Is there a difference?
Like outside of that, like I've never caught from a lefty before. And so the first day that like I caught from him, and like he throws us.
You see, there is a little bit of a psychological, but he talks about why it wasn't so much of a hill to climb for him.
Super tight spiral. Literally,
It doesn't matter.
You can't even tell which way it's spinning. You just go catch it. So, but I did flip the jugs machine around because you can flip it and like how it spins.
I didn't
Exactly. Yeah.
But then we would rotate quarterbacks in college.
Yeah,
so you had like one drive
Oh
to
my
right, one
God,
drive to left. I called everything.
Yeah.
What?
All American. I mean, we've seen it on every single one of yours. It was like Sporting News 4th team American, but it was all American.
Dude.
So yeah, it's everybody's been talking about it as of recent. Been seeing it pop up on Twitter and things like that about this interview. I mean, look, I don't want to do the social media thing they were just talking about. We're not going to make Mike Gesicki's the end all be all. What he says goes. He knows the great quarterback and all this stuff. What did I expect him to come out and dog Tua? No, but it's consistent with what we hear about in this offense, how guys are feeling. So it's good. with that, on the other end of the spectrum of all the good talk, we've got Chris Sims dropped a video of the top 40 QBs, and he has Tua Tagovailoa at number 29. So I know I didn't put this in the description, but I figured I could bring this up. Everybody can watch. We'll break it down. And, Chris Sims, who has figured out a way to allow himself to feel secure about judging quarterbacks when he was such a terrible one in the NFL. But great business. Got to hand it to the guy. Got to hand it to him.
Who is the quarterback who is just one quarterback better than Jared Goff?
Well, that would be Tua. Okay. Hello, Tuanon. Welcome to the countdown.
Okay. So, Color, I find it funny that it's Jared Goff. I see you in the back. You don't have to come up, but I find it funny that it's Jared Goff than Tua in this, what we now know to be the Mike McDaniel scheme, which is not too dissimilar from what I hope to see emulate from the Rams with McVay and how that stuff goes. Let's continue.
All right. At number 29. I still don't know if I say his last name the right way.
I think it's
Tagovailoa.
Tagovailoa, like a tongue.
Tagovailoa. I know. I feel bad.
I don't know if you guys heard the thunder that cracked as the video when he started talking about Tua Tagovailoa, but if it came through, that would be awesome, because that's like, it's awesome because it's getting ready to start teaming here.
I need to actually practice that one.
Yeah, if you're gonna disparage the man multiple times, at least get his name.
All right, I will. I'm gonna work on that. I chicken out with his name all the time.
So does everyone.
Yes, I know. That's why I said do it. All right, so
you chicken out just like you did on the field. Continue there, buddy.
Let's hit the positives first, okay?
He's gonna butter us up first, Dolphins fans. He's gonna butter us up with some tongue-in-cheek, sleight of hand, left-handed compliments, as they say.
The one thing going back and watching Tua, first off, he's slick. All right. Yeah, obviously he's at 29. I still have questions. I do.
As high as you've ever ranked him.
He's as high as I've ever seen him. I put him on this list, definitely, no doubt. Again, there's things to like, certainly. Do I have questions? Yes, we'll get into that in a few minutes. But as far as like the positives he's got charisma and some leadership. There's no doubt about that. There's something about him on the football field.
Oh my God.
He is a very good athlete. He is. The way he can kind of hop around the pocket.
Okay. I see why he has him over Goff, because if he took all those things, Tua's a far better athlete. I mean, just Goff gets the job done as an NFL quarterback in the system we've seen him in. But athletically talking, Tua's got him in spades.
And move there. I don't think I quite give it as much credit as I should at times when I went back and watched it. Of course, on the move, he can throw the ball on the run. He's slick with his different releases. He's slick with the ball. He's slick with the ball in all ways, except he just does not have a strong arm. He can't throw with any power, really. So, but as far as sidearm, flicking it. Oh, no, somebody's in my face. I got to flick it and touch it over a guy and throw it 20 yards down the field. He can do all.
So we got the flick it at wrist. Is that what he's saying? I'm almost positive I can remember Chris Sims saying Tua can't flick the ball like other NFL QBs. Now he's saying that he can flick the ball, but not like NFL other QBs. So
that. Be in an awkward position, still gear it up and throw the ball and get it out in some weird angle or hole or alley to throw the football. So he is very good at that. He has accuracy. He does show the ability to throw with very good touch and timing. One of the things we showed on Pro Football Talk today is a little bit like his go routes, his fades down the sideline. He throws pretty fade ball. He can drop a bucket or wait, the guy's playing in front of him. We just throw a soft and change the ball.
Well, that sounds like almost anything I would ask him to do. Where are you going to start chewing it down? Tearing it down. Because this is a 12-minute long video.
He's very good at stuff like that. There's no doubt. And then, of course, he can run and scramble and get you 10, 15, 20 yards. He can.
Mm-hmm.
But as we know.
Okay, now it's for the next 10 minutes of the video. He'll tell us why.
There's some other issues here, too. First is, there's a lot of big-time throws and yards left on the field on a consistent basis with Tua because, one, they can't call it, or two, he turns it down. And that's the one thing you see as you watch film from him, especially last year. The lack of outside the number throws.
So either they call it or he turns it down. Is he insinuating that Tua is not choosing those targets? Is that what he's saying?
Is pretty eye-popping.
Right.
And they're not doing it because they're going, wait, we want to throw it here. They're doing it because we can't trust him to get enough on the ball and make the right ball throw out there.
Okay, so now he's saying that essentially they're not calling the throw he's looking for on the outside of the numbers. And then he's going on the assumption that that's because Tua lacks the ability to get it there. And that's been something that people have speculated on for a little while now.
He doesn't have enough arm. So they had to construct things that fit him, around the middle of the field. So again, they're having to bend the offense in the way you want to attack because there is a limit a little bit from your quarter 29 here.
So those are, if you're watching Peacock or YouTube, you see his stats from last year. Completion percentage was quite high, 7th best in the.
Ooh, that thunder's cracking out here. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not.
NFL, but as Chris,
but look at the rest of it.
Is want to point out, it's shorter passes, 27th in the NFL in yards per game, 23rd in passing yards per attempt, and so
I got to think intended air yards. Maybe P can look at while we talk. You do see?
Yeah, he was just barely ahead of Goff.
I would think so. And again, I don't look any of these.
I really hope you guys can hear the thunder in the background. Because if you can, it really sets the ambiance of how the tone of the show went from good to now him dogging on it.
I'm just telling. I go by what I know and see. You know me. But yes, that was what my eye would tell you. It didn't become an actual thing from guys like Logan and Ryan,
right?
Because they were just decided to pile on. Watch film too, going, damn, here's another 3-yard pass. Here's another 3-yard pass.
So this is what you're talking about too. Passes of 20 or more yards downfield.
Okay, so now we all remember when the DB he was talking about said that, he doesn't go to his second read, and that it's all short first read passes. We're now hearing that was done by design and that Tua was forced to do so. Speculated upon. Rumors saying that Brian Flores forced Tua, was in his ear telling him who to pass it to, and that it was more often than not to the first read. That better be something we see change, because if that's the way it stays this year, success or not, you can't win. Success or not this year, you can't win long term in the NFL only going to your first fucking read.
He had only 7% of the time was he doing that. That NFL rank was 34th.
Yeah.
So there were 33 other quarterbacks that had a higher percentage of passes deep downfield. Completion percentage was good.
Yeah, you see it.
But just didn't do it very often.
Doesn't do it very often, right? And again, that the completion percentage, the ones we're talking about there, I think are what we're talking about too. Again, a lot of the fade jump balls down the sideline,
right?
Which is great. I'm okay with that. But hey,
it's a 50-50 ball that yet he maintains a good completion percentage. That is the definition of an oxymoron, the way Chris Sims explains it.
Context matters. We need someone more of the, wait, he's 25 yards, screaming across the middle of the field, and there's a tight window, and you need to throw the laser in there. We got to get it in there.
Well, that's something, too. That was interesting. He threw into a tight window more than any other quarterback. That's
interesting. Here we go with a good rebuttal from the guy adjacent to Chris Sims, whose name I don't fucking know.
18.3% of the time.
Sure. Okay, that's interesting.
So that's
but again, that's where I would love to break that down. The context is going to matter too. Now, again, when you're when you're throwing balls 4 yards over the middle, guess what? The windows are going to be tight.
Yes.
There's linebackers and
I gotta say that was a pretty good shot he threw there.
safeties there, but that doesn't speak to a bad thing. That speaks to, hey, like I talked about, he can get the ball out of his hands quickly.
Sure.
He has a good release. He does have the ability, like we've talked about, to really throw the ball from a lot of different arm angles, which helps him with his lack of arm strength and stuff.
Yeah.
But
what? He could throw it from a lot of different arm angles, but he doesn't have arm strength. Like, that's typically not what someone does that doesn't have arm strength, is throw odd angled balls. I don't know. Chris Sims is confusing me now.
Staying healthy, playing in the pocket, when the pocket against good defenses, when pocket collapses. Oh, Buffalo, up in Buffalo, Tennessee, he plays small. And he plays small and he makes bad decisions because the pocket is.
I mean, when you point out the tape from Buffalo and from, Tennessee, yeah, there was small ball play and Tua missed good opportunities.
Is collapsing on him, and he is small, and he misses people, not only just with throws themselves because of the size, but also because he can't see people at times too. There is that. He's not the greatest at being able to throw and go, oh, someone's going to hit me. I need to make a big throw here to do that. No, because of the lack of power on the ball and the fact that he doesn't spin it necessarily real hard, he can't cut it through the wind in places like Buffalo and things like that scare me a little bit.
Sure.
So again, I know everybody thinks I'm a hater on the guy, and I'm not. I'm just a hater on Tuanon.
I think he likes Tuanon, to be honest. Chris Sims enjoys the attention from Tuanon. He's constantly. Anytime he talks about Tua, he can't wait. Him and Mike Florio, they enjoy the clickbait bump that they get from Dolphins fans hate. I know it for a fact.
All right, but
Pete tried to throw me in there because I cited
did.
that stat about throwing into tight windows.
No, this is good. I like to keep it real with that stuff. I'm
Give you a
glad
punch,
they're doing that.
counterpunch.
Yes.
So the quarterback coach there now is Darrell Bevel.
Yeah.
And he said this in a quote to the press.
Right.
They quoted him. We'll be able to do whatever we want to do. There's not really any throw he can't make. Did he lie to us?
Ooh, the tough question. What are you going to say, Chris Sims? You going to call him a liar?
No, he didn't lie to you. He can make every throw. Is it going to be good enough throw, though, that you're going to call that play on 3rd and 12 in the biggest moment of the year where you're going to go, you know that 20-yard out route that's been open all game? We're going to call it. We know he can make the throw, but now he's going to make the throw at a really high level in a big moment. And that's why he was drafted.
Okay. All right. That throw, that play this year, they have to call. Whether Tua makes that throw and it's a completion and we see what we need to see, one way or another, we got to find that answer. And I listen, I'm giving Chris Sims a lot of shit here, but he's not wrong. If you're going to build, and he knows this for a fucking fact because he couldn't do the throw he's talking about. And he knows that it would cost you your job as a 5th overall pick into he's got to be able to make certain throws in key moments of the game. You got to come up big when it counts, when the game's on the line.
Number 5. That's great, Darrell Bevel, that he can make the throw on 7-on-7 in the springtime. That's great. But yes, I understand. What else is he supposed to say, Darrell Bevel? I get that. But again, that's where I go back into. I think that's why Mike McDaniel's there. I think it's a great fit that way too for Tua and Mike McDaniel. I think what Mike McDaniel wants to do, Tua does fit that. He's a wheeler and dealer like a Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah, that way. So I could see that. Plus, he's going to be better at movement. And they have 2 guys with multiple rockets up their ass, and Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
That'll
right.
be what's interesting, and that's not part of your.
So yeah, I think systematically, if you just plugged and played 49ers what they were last year with Tua quarterback play healthy and consistent, you would have a better product. I think the Niners would even agree with that. That's why they drafted Trey Lance, for all the qualities that he has that Garoppolo doesn't. And through the system, kind of like how the Niners believe the same thing in a lot of their weapons. This system, because it puts a lot on everyone to do the small things well, like blocking and scheme and knowing where your points are on this play, where you got to be and what man in that area that you got to take. I think they realize that it's those other special things in a quarterback that you can't teach, that you hope. And that's kind of what I bought onto it, that those intangible things, the big moment, clutch. I seen somebody in the comments say clutch. You know, it's those things I thought we were going to get more of with Tua, and this year we got to see it.
Your evaluation here in your top 40, but his teammates around him, those wide receivers, they're weapons right now.
Yeah.
And in fact, the Dolphins tweeted a picture from one of the training camps or the mini camps where Tua was hooking up with Tyreek Hill. I don't believe that this tweet, though, had the affected intent.
Well, that had the negative effect.
Because he threw, and you can see that Tyreek Hill went as though it was a punt.
Right. Well, and then you see that, yes, and it became a big thing, which it got overblown. Right, it did. You know, even speaking to this again, I'm not going to dissect this too much, but you see, like, the ball doesn't spin a ton there, right? I think if we watch some of the other elite quarterbacks in football, you'd go, "Whoa, that ball is really spinning and it's tight."
Yeah. So he's going to break it down. I didn't know that. I guess we'll let him break it down, guys.
Right and perfect. What I don't understand is, like, Tyreek Hill addresses it a week later, right, on social media.
He did.
Like, it wasn't a week later. It was like the next day or the day after. It wasn't a week.
What did he say?
He kind of basically was like, it's practice, relax. And then they put out a highlight reel of him throwing good throws. And I want to be, see, they're listening to the noise there. And that means Tua's listening to the noise.
You're right.
So
that's not good. I know what he's talking about, and that ain't no lie. There's definitely, they definitely hear a lot on social media. They're watching a lot of this stuff. They're watching Old El Capitan right now. And I expect one of the 90 people watching on just YouTube. I don't even know how many are watching on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, but I do hope that you're coming over to YouTube and subscribing and hitting the like button, everybody. They do watch. I hope they don't make every decision with the program on what people on social media say.
Don't why are you justifying, like, Joe the plumber's thoughts on Twitter? That was your fault. That shows me you're a little insecure and you're worried about it too, Miami.
Whoever posted that video for the Dolphins, they're not feeling great right now.
Well, I know, and again, that's not their fault. It's not their fault.
I hope they're not fired.
They're not football
Pete goes, they're fired.
Still haven't gotten confirmation on the director of the video department supposedly leaving his job that day before posting that video. Lot of people came out saying the people involved in whoever posted that deserved to lose their job, which I don't like people losing their job. If they thought it was intentional, then yeah, the guy's got to go. But if it was just some person made a mistake or something, they don't need to lose their job, guys. Come on.
I hope they're not fired, but yeah, I think it was kind of a fun. He was like, "Oh, I got the football the whole way. I'm going to use that one." Yeah, but Tyreek will help production-wise.
Tyreek Hill, they have the perfect formula for him.
Because I was looking at yards after catch last season, and which quarterback do you think in the NFL led the entire NFL in yak from the receivers?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fact that you're saying that now, I guess it makes me think it's Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, he throws deep, they throw multiple ways, and they throw. I'm not trying to say it's a similar quarterback.
No, you're not.
But I'm just saying how Tyreek Hill can help.
No doubt.
Tua.
No doubt. No. Hey, listen.
I mean, geez, Chris freaking Sims, let the guy get his thought out. You know, geez, he keeps trying to talk, and he's just talking through him the whole time.
These are great things because this is where I love this stuff when you say stuff like that. Oh, well, he's got yak, so what? He's got all this help.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good. But again, good. But let's put it into context here, right? I mean, yeah, okay, Mahomes, they're good. Those guys are good and they're talented. But Mahomes is also throwing lasers into tight windows where the guy's like not stopping, breaking stride.
Yeah.
Didn't he say earlier in this thing that Tua throws good in tight windows? I know the other guy said something about that stat. This narrative kind of falls in on itself because I get it. Are we talking about if we took the ball that's 4 yards and everyone has a problem and we made it to 8 and 12 yards, would all these problems go away?
and he's going, whoa, I'm out of here. And his throws sometimes that other quarterbacks won't make.
He's responsible for
that. Or think
Thanks,
about
John.
how many
Get
times
that.
he's like does this, Ahmed, scrambles around in the back for 25 minutes, right? And then, okay, now everybody's downfield chasing Tyreek Hill and Kelsey and then, okay, but he's created all this space, and now he hits the dump down to McKinnon for 5 yards and run 30.
Yeah.
And you go, well, look at what he did there. But yes, it was still created by the match.
So I know what he's saying there, guys. I don't know. Do you guys think we'll see Tua scrambling, running around in the pocket, just running from defenders? Next thing you know, he's been behind the line with the ball for 4.5 seconds and looks downfield and finds Tyreek Hill. Not too dissimilar than what we see from Patrick Mahomes. Do you think we're going to see something like that out of Tua this year, guys? Let me know in chat right now, guys. You guys think that that's the future of this team? Because to me, I don't think that's how they want to run it. But if the situation arises and things break down, is Tua going to scramble around and get outside the pocket and sling a sidearm throw or throw the ball to Tyreek Hill that's off route running crazy? I hope so. I hope I see some of that. That would be awesome. I'm hoping we're seeing some of that. That's the kind of stuff that I know everyone's saying no. I know what you mean. I'm hoping to see a play like that. That's the kind of play that no one can draw up, that Tua's probably been told to not let happen, throw the ball away before that happens. But in the NFL, an entertainment industry, it's what people want to see. They want to go, oh, shit, everything fell apart on Tua on that one, and he came out and slung a 30-yard pass to Mike Gesicki. You know, that's what people want to see. We want to see something we ain't seen before.
Magic of Mahomes.
Yep.
So there's a difference there. And, so we'll see. But it is to your point with Tyreek and Waddle and their ability, and I think some of the moving parts that McDaniels can have before the snap, and you don't know which way the ball is going, and then how slick it is getting the ball and quick releases and all that. That's where it can be interesting and fun with him and Waddle, and then a big target in Gesicki going down the middle. It all fits him just right. So
that ain't no lie. I will. A lot of this is going to be about motions and shifts and double motion, and a guy goes from motion from inside to outside, then a guy from the outside, the other thing comes in and puts where he was at, places or snapping the ball while someone's in motion to create space to get the ball to playmakers, to get the defense to spread out, to then let Tua then, hit guys downfield because the matchup has dictated that on single high safety. And you find a matchup you like, Cedrick Wilson against Joe Blow, who just got off the practice squad. You take advantage of that downfield.
We'll see where it goes. They can win with Tua, a lot like the Lions can, but I think to a greater extent with the Miami Dolphins. They just can't put it all on his back and expect him to carry the team like Josh Allen.
Pete has informed me we have the video where Tyreek respond.
There it is.
So here we go.
Here's the passes. Oh, that's a better spiral.
Yeah.
In stride. What you can't tell is these receivers are only 13 yards downfield.
Man, even this guy's now taking shots. They love it, though. I mean, they understand that. They've said the word to and on a couple times, and this video that they've posted will get thousands of extra views because of it.
Yeah. No, again, he's smooth.
Yeah, he threw 7,000 passes. They could pick 3,
and his life is gonna be, a little bit what we saw with the 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna be to a degree.
It'll be fun to watch how it develops.
It'll
be fun to watch how it develops with Tua, who even at times last year, I think even the most ardent Tua believer, there were times last year where they're like, maybe he's not the guy. But who knows? Maybe he will be with the guy with these.
I feel like last year got off one thing, right? I mean, hey, we'll see where it goes with Tua.
Yeah.
He was in a very tough situation. I don't want to take that away from him. He's in a tough situation when, are they going to trade for?
Chris Sims walking it back a little bit here, isn't he, guys? It's all right, Chris Sims. We'll we can pseudo forgive you. I'm sure there's some kind of kiss the ring of Tuanon that will allow that to happen. Me, I don't give a fuck, you know. But there's a lot of Dolphins fans out there that would really love Chris Sims to say he was wrong and beg for forgiveness on Tua. Me, I don't care either way.
For Deshaun Watson, is the coaching staff like really liking me? You know, who drafted me? Who really is invested in me in this organization?
Yeah.
So that's not always easy. There's no doubt. And I was going to add something else to what you were going to say there. What did you end up saying there at the very end? What was the last thing you said?
It's been a long weekend.
I know you can't remember either. Damn, I was going to say something else.
All right, save it for the questions
All
next week when Tuanon fills your Twitter feed.
I totally
with
lost
replies.
I totally lost where I was going to go there. I was going to jump off of something you just said, and I can't remember what the hell you just said.
Do you think they'll be happy with 29 or no?
No,
definitely not.
No,
29's a terrible.
They're gonna hear it. Well, you know what's gonna make it even worse is when they hear the two guys that are in front of them. That's what's gonna make it worse.
Right. Damn. I don't know who the two guys were in front, but I'm sure he's an asshole. But all right, guys, everybody, make sure you're hitting the like button. If you're coming from Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, come over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, everyone. Make sure you're catching all the great content we have here on the program, which starts off with Talk 7 TMI Tuesdays with color commentary live around 9. Catch color again with late night color commentary on Thursday nights at 10. Saturdays, you got Late Night Exhale with Ali. Color's doing some co-hosting with him on that. And then every other night of the week, you have TFTG, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Got a good show coming up for you guys here on this Friday. I'll talk to you guys more about that probably Wednesday. Cash App, Venmo, the Fins Tailgate. Link in the description for Fanatics, guys. Please make sure you're getting that. Also, our gear in the description. Make sure you guys are supporting the show. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get on a little bit. So we had Mike Gesicki talking about Tua and what he thinks about him, and on that sit-down interview, the Brenneman Show. We also have a quote from Barry Jackson on the Miami Herald from Chase Edmonds about Tua, and I'll do that right here. One common thread with Dolphins' new offensive additions is how elusive or effusive they are about the praise of Tua. Obviously, a new addition on any team is going to criticize the quarterback. That's not going to happen, obviously. But it is notable how enthusiastic most of the players have been in evaluating Tua, who was named by the coaching staff as the best player on Tuesday's OTAs, which we've seen. And anyone who didn't see that, and that was the video I was going to show you guys, is that Zach Sealer was the OTAs player of the week. I'll show you that video in just a second. Chase Edmond said, when I watch Tua, he comes off his reads very fast. Chase Edmonds, running back, said earlier this offseason, I like that he gets the ball out quickly. You could tell he's intelligent, being an extra security blanket with checkdowns. I'm one of those better backs turning a 4-yard check down into a first down. Edmonds on Coach McDaniel. When I asked around the league, the first thing they told me is how amazing of a man he is and how he relates to players, getting the ball in different ways and creative ways. So a little bit of a quote there from that, and I'll go ahead and get the OTAs thing. Where the hell is it? There it is. Let me pull this up, guys. Zach Sealer was performance orange jersey today, everybody. So I'll show you guys. I had asked everyone on Twitter what what is the top 3 on the rotation? Because when you get the orange jersey, you get to pick what music's played. So Zach Sealer winning. I wonder what his music was.
There he is, my buddy Zach. Y'all see the orange? That's right, represent. There he is. There he is, my buddy Zach. Y'all see the orange? That's right, represent.
Of course, Christian Wilkins gonna get loud with it. You know, I mean, he might as well have pseudo orange on right now because his buddy's got it on. That's how he's acting. Yeah, that's my orange there. That's my friend with the orange on. So what do you guys think is the top 3 on the playlist from Zach Sealer? I'm thinking like Stained. I put on Twitter Stained, Young Jeezy, and Tim McGraw. Zach Sealer listens to a lot. That's what I think anyhow. Maybe we'll get some answers on that as it goes down. You know, yeah, that's right, Robert, the orange jersey. So I thought that was pretty cool. For anybody who didn't see, Peter King unveiled his power rankings today. And he has the Dolphins ranked at 16th. So let me see if I can pull it up. Maybe I can show you guys. Hold on. He's got Buffalo at number 1 and the Chargers at number 2. Let me just scroll all the way down to where he has the Dolphins. Right beneath the Dolphins, he has us at number 16, winning only 9 and losing 8, and we're out of the playoffs. And this is what he said about it. They have the wildest distribution of outcomes of any team in the NFL this year, said analytics cruncher Eric Edgar of PFF. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki are all going to be hell for opposing defenses, and Tua Tagovailoa should be better protected with Teron Armstead protecting his front side. But this will be an referendum season on Tua. Will his arm strength be good enough for deep shots to get great deep threats, to get to his 2 great deep threats? New coach Mike McDaniel was great in San Francisco at dividing the strengths of his players. He'll figure out ways in the intermediate and ways to get Hill and Waddle free to make trouble for defenses. The win for Mike McDaniel is making Tagovailoa the no-doubt quarterback of the near future for Miami, and passing in New England's division supremacy, the 2 lofty goals, but team only won 8 of its last 9. Yeah, I see what he's saying here. He has Dallas right above us, winning 12. So I don't know. Better than when I've seen the Dolphins in some other places, guys. I've seen them having us ranked really low. I've seen it as low as 20, 28, 29, where like they don't think we're going to get anywhere. I don't think that's going to happen. But no way, right? At least he had us ranked ahead of the Patriots. And to me, that's always a win in my book. Us missing the playoffs, though, that's not going to be all right. I do understand what Peter King meant by it's not really a consolation prize, but if we did miss the playoffs and only won 9 games but knew that Tua was the guy, I'd almost call that as much of a victory as us making it to the playoffs, and losing in the first round or something like that. As long as we come out of this season knowing what we need to know about this team and what's going to work for the future and what needs to change, that I'll feel good about that. So, okay, so NFL writer lists Cedrick Wilson Jr. as the Dolphins' best kept secret. So this is from Mike Masala out of Dolphins Wire. And when it comes to when the Miami Dolphins signed former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Cedrick Wilson to a 3-year contract this offseason, there wasn't a ravenous applause from the fan base. That's because Wilson hasn't put up a game-breaking numbers in his career to earn household recognition during his time in Dallas. In 3 seasons, Wilson recorded 67 receptions for 837 yards and 8 touchdowns. It doesn't exactly jump off the page. However, when considering he's played in an offense that also featured Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Ezekiel Elliott, Dalton Schultz, they're more understandable. That's why Bleacher Report's Maurice Moton listed Wilson as the Dolphins' best-kept secret heading into 2022. This is what he had to say. Quoted, safety Brandon Jones and outside linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel have cases for being the best-kept secret in Miami, but the former has somewhat of a breakout 2021 season and 79 tackles, 6 for a loss, 5 sacks, and an interception, and the latter has served primarily in the lead position for the past 2 seasons. Talking about the guys, obviously. This offseason, the Dolphins signed Cedrick Wilson Jr., who has blossomed late in the 2021 campaign with the Dallas Cowboys, eclipsing 103 receiving yards in Week 12 and Week 18. He finished with 45 receptions, 602 yards, and 6 touchdowns for that year. Wilson will fall behind all-pro wideout Tyreek Hill and 2021 first-round pick Jalen Waddle on the depth chart, but he may see a lot of open field at the top of his routes out of the slot and opposing safeties roll in coverage to his speedy teammates. The 26-year-old could rack up a lot of yards after the catch in 2022. I think we all see that third wide receiver, be it Cedrick Wilson, Lynn Bowden, Ikuzama, if he gets out there, if those guys are going to be able to eat. And then same reason for Mike Gesicki as well. They're going to find good mismatches between them being on safeties, linebackers, nickel corners, or just a third corner on the league or on their team being against them, and they might be a superior athlete against them. Wilson, like during his time in Dallas, should be able to benefit from the fact that he has two elite wide receivers and more than capable tight end on the field at the same time as him to take away coverage. This will allow him to work underneath and rack up on those targets. We also see how creative new head coach Mike McDaniel can be. There are infinite ways that he can use Wilson's athleticism. Also, don't forget, he's completed 5 passes in his career with 111 yards and a touchdown. That's pretty cool. He's not the biggest name in Miami's offense, but he could end up being an underrated key to getting the ball downfield. Thought that was a pretty good article there. Figured I'd let everybody know. I was reading it the other day. I was going to talk about it on Sunday, but kind of ran out of time there. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I think we can all agree that he's going to be, getting his chance to do some things and stuff like that. Same thing goes for Noah Igbenogany. Omar Kelly had an article on Noah Igbenogany, getting his second chance to make a better impression. And by all accounts, from what we're hearing out of even players and stuff like that, Noah's trying his best to get noticed by the new coaches. I think in some ways it's a breath of fresh air for him. He gets to impress the new coaches. This is a new year for him. He knows expectations were high, and he's going to do what he can to hopefully get some snaps on the field. And it's a long season, so we need to get something out of him. Miami Gardens, the talent level has never been questioned. A blend of speed and athleticism. What motivated the Miami Dolphins is to select Noah Igbenogany with their final first round pick and the 30th player selected in the 2020 draft. His work ethic is supposedly stellar. People who have worked with him have raved about it since his days back in Auburn. unfortunately, Igbenogany wasn't able to turn that talent and work ethic into reliable play in his first 2 NFL seasons. When you're a first-round pick, the bar is set pretty high. So those shortcomings of contributing on consistent basis at a high level tend to fall into a potential bust category, and that ain't no bullshit. We don't want to see another bust around here, guys. That's the label Igbenogany is flirting with heading into his 3rd year in NFL, and he's not denying about it either, that he had a rough start. It's an everyday process, so just keep going every single day and just get better, said Igbenogany, who has started 3 games out of the 27 he's played in the past 2 seasons. That's really my main focus. If I keep working, it's going to turn out to my favor. Igbenogany spent most of his young career in Brian Flores' doghouse, but with the now fired head coach gone, he's been given a fresh start. That's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. And as we're finding out, Dolphins fans, you get on Brian Flores' shit list, essentially, he don't want to hear it. You might as well just not even be on the football team, because that's where he's heading. He's trying to get you off the football team. If he doesn't think you've got it, or he makes up his mind about you, there's no growth, no forgiveness, no nothing. You're dead to me, apparently. This spring, Igbenogany not only benefits from a clean slate provided to him by his new position coaches, Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain, 2 former standouts for the Dolphins. He's also benefiting from the absence of Xavier Howard and Byron Jones during phase 2 of organized team activities. Yay! Dolphin veteran starters either aren't healthy enough to participate this spring or have decided to skip the voluntary workouts. I would venture to say that we don't need them in voluntary workouts, because I would rather the snaps go to Nick Benogany, who does need them. Howard traditionally worked with his own trainers during the offseason, and Jones is rehabbing a leg injury that he had surgically operated in the offseason. Their absence creates an opportunity for Igbenogany, Nick Needham, and the host of young cornerbacks like Trill Williams, Quincy Wilson, who can get up on the line against wide receivers like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle during Miami's 11-on-11 and 7-on-7 drills. If you believe that iron sharpens iron mentality works towards training, facing off against 6-time Pro Bowler Hill and Waddle, the receiver who just set the NFL rookie record for receptions in 2021, should be beneficial from a developmental standpoint. You're like, damn, he's fast on film, but when you're really getting right in front of you, you're like, damn, those 2 definitely are a different speed. Needham said about referring to Hill and Waddle's speed, which has been clocked at 22 miles per hour during practices and games. There's another little nugget. We heard about this from Mike McDaniel when he was saying that there's 22 and someone clocked at 23. He didn't name the player, but here's Omar Kelly saying both at 22 for certain. It's going to be a great year to just work versus that every day, because it's like nobody is going to be faster than these 2. If we win versus them, we should win a lot. Last time Igbenogany got to showcase himself with the Dolphins' first-team defense, things did not go well. During the two weeks, Howard, the team's Pro Bowl cornerback, was playing hardball with the franchise and sitting out of practices while a team in his camp renegotiated and restructured his contract. The Dolphins gave Igbenogany an extensive run with the starters, but the Howard-less secondary was consistently getting carved up by quarterback Tua Tagovailoa and his backups, and it seems as if Igbenogany was the main course. His struggles got so bad that midway through the second week of practice, he was demoted from the first team to the third team defense. I remember when that happened, guys. Igbenogany sparingly played on the defense last season, despite injuries to members on the secondary were nursing throughout the year. There were even times players called up from practice squad played ahead of him. And I remember that too, guys. This is not a good sign for Igbenogany. I hope he gets it figured out, man. It's not a good place to be where he's at right now. And here's what Omar Kelly says. The hope is that the work and the coaching he's receiving now will help him become more technically sound as a cornerback. But only time and passes defended will tell us how the venture is going. Noah has a high motor, super competitive, Needham said. Every day he's bringing it no matter what. Even if it's a little drill. Like I have to do a little receiver drill. He's going full speed. You have nothing but respect. You have nothing but to respect that. I respect his game, and he's getting more comfortable out there. The big question is whether a comfortable Igbenogany will be a productive one, or the Dolphins will have to face this as a wasted draft pick, which is not good. Not good at all. What's up, little boxes? We're going to do a whole fantasy ordeal. So, we're going to have a whole fantasy show, probably do something with some prizes, maybe get fans involved. We're going to have a whole weekly fantasy thing. And we can do a lot of talk about fantasy. And yes, I am in Florida, Puerto Rican Ashley. Puerto Rican Ashley. All right. What's up, EM? So, guys, everybody, make sure you're hitting the like button. Got one more article and one more video here. I'm going to go ahead and play the video first, guys. It's Sony Michel on Drive Time. And for the full Drive Time interview with Sony Michel, make sure you guys are going and on Apple Podcast and other places you can find podcasts, and you can find the Drive Time with Travis Wingfield. Shout out to Travis. Great guy. Does so much for Dolphins fans and all that good stuff. But here we go, guys.
It's Travis Wingfield here, the host of the Drive Time podcast on the Miami Dolphins Podcast Network. And I'm joined today by new Dolphins running back, Sony Michel. Sony, welcome in, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
We're happy to have you down here. So has it hit you yet, the fact that you're back home where it all began?
I think it's kind of setting in now. I'm in week 2, getting acclimated with everything, getting into a routine. So it's going good so far.
So I saw you wearing the number 34. I grew up a diehard Dolphins fan. My favorite player of all time is Ricky Williams. Is that a coincidence, or did you pick that number for a reason?
I didn't pick that number. I'll say it was one of the numbers. I mean, I initially picked it, but there was only like 4 numbers available for me. So knowing the history behind the number, I picked it, to kind of set the bar high.
I think it's a good looking asset.
Hell yeah. He picked the number to set the bar high. That's a winning fucking attitude right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Like 34 and a running back. What's back?
Damn. Looking at him, he's a lot bigger than he looked on the field. He's meatier than he appeared to be. He's a big boy.
Better than that, there's so many legendary backs that wore 34. So aside from the homecoming here, obviously coming back, a former American heritage product, what attracted you to come to the Miami Dolphins and play your ball here?
I'm seeing the foundation that they're trying to build. The players they had coming in, the players that was here already, seeing these guys work, playing against them, knowing what they're about. And, coming here to try to be a part of it, to try to do something special, was something I had in mind.
Travis asks him a great follow-up question after this, but Sony Michel all but said that he chose this team for all the reasons he tells you about. We know there was other teams involved in the Sony Michel race, and this was something I speculated on when we hired McDaniel and started with this scheme, and if the coaching staff followed, that we could see this type of stuff happening. Melvin Ingram, Sony Michel, they're picking Miami for all the reasons that it's Miami, the state tax, the money, all that. But, these guys got to go to work in hot-ass Miami. Remember that. It's hot. It's muggy. You're sweating your ass off. But if you think you can do that, make the money and win, and you get the good working environment with a coach like Mike McDaniel, it's an all-around slam dunk. And we see players come into this organization now, and hopefully this trend will continue, where grizzled veterans will take minimal money or cap-friendly money to come and play on the Dolphins to be rotation guys on a team that they believe is winning and a place that they want to win at.
Part of that, the coaching staff and Coach McDaniel, and getting to know those guys a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Knowing him, knowing a little bit about his background, the schemes he run, the way his talk about him. So knowing a little bit.
I like that he brought you, Raheem, and Chase up here from the NFC West. I guess guys that were close in his backyard there, right?
Yeah.
he knows what he's got there. So also running backs coach Eric Studesville has been in this business for a long time, been here for a long time. How excited are you to work with him and kind of absorb some of that wisdom that he can offer you?
Oh man, I'm excited. Knowing a little bit about his background, knowing, some of the backs that he's coached, some of the wisdom that he can shed on the room, on me. I like to, pick
Appreciate
his brain
you,
a
white
little bit
boy.
so I can add to my game. So it's been pretty cool so far.
He's coached a bunch of really good backs. And, we talk about you coming here to Miami. What would you say the Dolphins are getting in Sony Michel as a player?
Man, I would say me being me, a high character guy, a guy that's going to come in, put the team first and just work hard.
I touched on your teammates here in the backfield a little bit. We also got to add Myles Gaskin, Savon Ahmed, Jared Dokes, and the whole crew. What do you think the Dolphins have here in the stable with those guys, adding you and Raheem as well as Chase?
This was the direct answer to what I just said before about why he chose the Dolphins. And he pretty much is pretty direct with it.
That was one of the reasons why I came, knowing that they had an elite group of backs. All these guys are starters, potential starters. And coming here, I knew that iron sharpens iron. If I want to be the best version of myself, I got to compete against the best. So that kind of helped made the decision.
That is a good thing to hear, Dolphins fans. That's a good thing to hear, that he wanted to be in a room surrounded by guys he views as first string type of running backs. Say what you will about Myles Gaskin. He's been RB number 1 a couple times. So take that as you will. But when you look at Edmond, Sony Michel, Moser, and Gaskins, all have been running back number 1. You got them all on your team. You're in pretty good shape.
I've heard that phrase a lot on this team this year. Iron sharpens iron. So I'm looking forward to that. In your opinion, what makes what creates a really quality, not running back by committee, but you mentioned having so many guys that are capable. What's the key to having that all kind of click together and working together?
Ultimately you're on the same team. Number one, you want to compete, and then being the biggest fans for rooting for the guys that's in the same room. Wanting them to succeed, wanting the best for themselves, and ultimately, building a bond. And once that bond is created, it kind of set the bar high, and everybody kind of understands the standard, and that's what carries us through the season.
Yeah, that's a great answer. You talk about those guys being in that room together. You've been here for 2 weeks now. You mentioned, has there been some competition, some good camaraderie building in that room?
I would say right now just more bonding, getting to know each other, getting around the guys, and doing little stuff.
You talked about Coach McDaniel a little bit earlier. What about the system that his staff and him have been installing here? Are you pretty excited about what's to come here with the running game in Miami?
Definitely. I know, they're big on explosive plays. We have explosive guys on the outside, and they're committed to running the football.
Can't ask more than that, right? That's exactly right. So I talked to you a little bit about my favorite college football playoff game of all time that you played in at Georgia there against Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl a few years back. You've been on 2 Super Bowl teams, the college football playoffs, the national championship game. What have you learned throughout the course of your career to kind of, or I guess, what can those experiences and those big time games kind of teach you about being a pro and how you can kind of impart that wisdom on the rest of the guys here?
I mean, Sony Michel done a lot of winning in his life.
It's all about sticking to the process. And part of the process is, all the different phases. I missed phase 1. I came towards the end of phase 2, and now I'm in OTAs and, creating those habits so we can, go into the season with good habits. Hopefully, putting my head down, working, and me being the leader, one of the leaders in the group that, guys can watch and hopefully they can follow, I can follow, I can learn from them. We can pick each other's brains. And I think that's the most important part is, sticking to the process, learning from it, and kind of building that core foundation so we can carry through the season.
You talk a little bit about work ethic and just, putting in the work that's required this time of year to be productive come September. And going back to your college days, I read some testimonials from a pair of your former college and then Patriots teammates, and David Andrews and they both really praised the way you work and the way you go about things. Where does that come from? Like, where does the way you learn how to be such a pro, where did that come from for you?
I would say, the foundation that my parents built, it started inside the house. Working hard for whatever you want, understanding where my parents come from. They came from Haiti. They were immigrants that came over, dropped everything, and they had to start from scratch. They had to work for everything that they wanted. Me seeing a little bit of
from the bottom to the top for the Michelle family coming up, immigrating here, and their son being a pro athlete now.
That because I was so young, I feel like I grasped some of that energy, some of that, information that was going on around me, and kind of applied it to, the different levels that I played on, whether it's little league, high school, to college, and now in the pros of, trusting the process and not really trying to cheat it.
Learn pretty quickly how to work under your parents growing up a little bit. I mean, that's the stuff I read about, was just how even in high school you were a big time prospective at American Heritage. They're a legendary school here, but they always went back to the way you work. So just the way you kind of came up was what started all that, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Makes the most sense. So
Hell
also
yeah.
did some research on your Instagram, and I saw you just celebrated. Was it your daughter's third birthday?
Daughter's third birthday.
Okay, so I've got a little princess back at home myself. Her second birthday is on Saturday, and I'm going to tell you right now, the tantrum stage has hit us. And I was just curious if you had any advice for how to deal with these meltdowns that come up every couple of hours, it seems like, for me.
No advice, because I'm learning as it go. So I can't act like I know.
I might, Dan.
I just try to be there for them. Just try to, make them as comfortable as possible. Hopefully,
we do.
Teach a little bit. The little that I know, try to teach, and then just watch them grow. That's all you can do.
Yeah, it's the best, man. It's the hardest thing, but also the best thing at the same time. It's funny how that works. A couple more questions for you here. We got Melvin Ingram coming in next to the podcast here. I know he's pretty musically inclined. I was told you are a little bit as well. What do you got in the hop out here?
I retired.
Okay.
So I was a ex-rapper. I retired. I kind of put the music aside, or more of, diving deep into some of my favorite artists, and kind of just using that to, keep me in the right headspace.
So no collaborations with you and Melvin, and Teron Armstead also raps a little bit too. No collabs.
Man, if they did like a triple whammy, Armstead, Melvin Ingram, Sonny Michelle rap song on the Dolphins, if they could do it right, you're talking about money that these guys could rake in for years and years to come.
Boys are good, man. I don't know if I'm as good as those guys.
No problem. Last question for you here, Sonny. What are you looking forward to most about your return here to South Florida? Whether it's football, away from the field, what are you most excited about here, about coming back home?
I'm excited, to getting the opportunity to compete, try to make the team, and winning some football games.
Can't take that. Michelle, new Dolphins running back. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
I mean, you can argue with just getting an opportunity and stuff like that, Color. You know what I'm saying? I see you there, Color.
Yep, I got you.
All right, hold it down for me for a minute.
Right on. So another one from South Florida, man. Was gotta love these guys coming back home. I didn't even know he was. So what's good, everybody? Cap's got to go replenish his liquid. So you got me now. Ha ha. Yeah, I know I'm a little distracted, Moss. We got tie ball game, St. Louis and Toronto in the 10th. Bases loaded with Goldschmidt at the bat. That's all I'm gonna say about baseball, though. So yeah. Oh, and he's Haitian too, huh? Yeah, so he's definitely got some roots here. Definitely gonna be able to handle the weather if he grew up playing in it. How's it going, 2021 white boy drill rapper? Nice hat, man. Love the logo. So, running back rooms full of guys. They've been hurt their careers. Yeah, well, that's kind of why we got so many of them, I think. Besides the fact that, oh, you're kidding me. Oh, you're kidding me. Walk-off grand slam. I'm sorry, guys. Update. I called it. You can see it in chat. Scroll up, everybody. Here comes the walk-off grand slam. Paul Goldschmidt just hit it. Game over. Boom. First time I've ever witnessed that live. Unbelievable. And I called it. Sorry, guys. Baseball's over. I had to do it, man. Sorry about that, Moss. Wow. So, yeah. Back to the Dolphins. If y'all want to know what champions look like, flip on that game. Wow. I'm speechless. I just called a walk-off grand slam right here live, man. Oh man, that was awesome. So yeah, I think Chris Sims is full of junk, but I have to admit that I've said some things he said before in the past. I just think he needs to get out of his bubble and realize that people can get better and grow. Even I had to do that.
You know,
Chris,
I think Chris Sims.
You realize I just called right here in chat? I called a walk-off grand slam and it just happened, dude.
Oh, what? Nuh-uh,
Yeah.
for real?
Yeah.
Look,
Never seen one live before in my life. I've never witnessed that live, dude. Paul Goldschmidt at bat with bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th. And he just walked it off with a grand slam.
Dang, you need to go play the numbers tonight.
Telling you, bro.
Go play the numbers. Gonna go play the numbers. Yeah, fucking color.
So AB, a walk-off grand slam is if you're in the bottom of the ninth, the other team and you're tied, if you score you're the home team, so the other team doesn't get another bat. So as soon as you score, everybody walks right off. That's walk-off score. But the bases were loaded and he hit a home run. So the game ended on a grand slam. So they call that walk-off grand slam.
Were they down by 3 at that point?
No, it was tied.
It was tied.
Tied at 3 in the 10th.
So one would have won the game.
One would have done it. Right.
Gotcha,
He could have got a hit.
See, the bigger moment is you're down by 3 and you do that to win it all.
Yep. Bottom of the ninth,
moment.
down by 3. Absolutely. That's the golden
Moss says
spot.
it was the 10th. So.
Yeah, it was the bottom of the 10th. So in overtime.
That's when
basically.
baseball can be fun and interesting. But you know what baseball needs to do? They need to readjust.
Shorten the season.
Shorten the shorten the wall length and shorten the bases,
Lower the humidity.
I don't know about lower the humidity. You know what I'm saying,
them balls will be flying out the park. You lower the humidity, man.
They can juice the ball a little bit and make it only 7 innings, not 9. So there you go. You have 7 innings, and then you do the fifth inning stretch for now on. So that's how you do it. Change the whole fucking game up. Or you can watch Futurama and do what they did to baseball. If you guys ever watch Futurama, go check that out. So I do have one article left. Shout out to Alan Pupar from the Sun Sentinel, from the Sports Illustrated and Fan Nation. He does articles on there. Alan Pupar, been doing it forever. He has a little bit of the Monday Dolphins notebook. Zach Sealer shines. Several teams around the NFL began their OTAs on Monday, while the Miami Dolphins kicking off their second of 4 weeks in the phase 3 of the offseason program. So a lot of teams are just starting. We've been in it. Dolphins' second week of the OTAs will follow the same schedule as it did last week, with practices on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So we will have some shit to talk about this week, everybody. That will be followed by
They're just a gift that keeps on giving, ain't they?
bro. Well, you know what? When you get a new head coach, you get a little bit more. You get more time. So
more questions too. So more
Yeah.
people, more eyes on the situation, more people ready to break a story. And
Yep. Especially with a winning coach being fired and all the scandal surrounding it, the firing, and then after with the coach, there's a lot of buzz. So that'll be followed by a 2-day mandatory mini camp, June 1st and 2nd, and a 4-day of OTAs the following week, June 6th and 7th, and June 9th and 10th. So I think that's always smart. They want to keep their eyes on guys and make sure they're not, getting fat or getting injured or anything like that. Get them around the building. And, that's good. A lot of these young guys too, man, they want to immerse themselves in the game. They don't want to slip, they don't, ain't nobody's got their job other than the guys getting big money. And the guys that get big money on this team, they're working their asses off if they ain't here. Courtesy of the Miami Dolphins social media team. I already showed the video, but we found out about Zach Sealer getting the orange jersey. As we already know, the jersey represents the coaching staff's choice as a practice player from the previous workout, in this case, last Thursday, which was Zach Sealer, who was the, coach's choice. Then he got slimed, teen coach's choice and shit. Sponsored by Nickelodeon. Along with being able to wear the jersey, the honor also carries the right to choose the music during the practice. Sealer became the third known winner of the jersey. Jalen Phillips won it first, and then Tua, and now Sealer. While Sealer might not be a familiar name around the NFL, those who follow the Dolphins know how effective he's been since being claimed off waivers from the Baltimore Ravens in 2019. Fan favorite around everywhere in this organization. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Zach Sealer, he the fucking man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew, like, oh yeah, Zach Sealer, he good. It was no surprise really when Pro Football Focus recently chose Sealer for the Dolphins when analyzing groups selected as the most underrated player on each NFL team. So that's that on there. But I don't know. Color. We'll have OTAs again tomorrow. We'll probably find out tomorrow in the morning when they go walking out through online on Twitter who's the orange jersey wearer now. I don't know who it could be. Maybe it'll be one of the young guys. Maybe Cameron Good wins it. How crazy that would be. 7th round pick, Cameron Good's the orange jersey member. That would be a good sign. It'd be good hearing that about Good. That'd be really, 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 really good.
Yeah, because you figure he's probably like, the weakest link in the whole draft. Not that he's a weak link, but like, the weakest.
I don't know, man. He's
just a little more raw than Tyndall. I mean, I don't think he's. I mean, if we get that guy right, man, he could be a star, man.
Yeah,
who wants raw these days, right?
I think he's more. I think he's more of a pass rusher. They're just going to keep him as outside linebacker, and they're not going to play him inside for nothing.
I just like the way he tracks down the QB in the flat, man. It's like glue.
Dan, that's what I'm waiting to hear on about the practice. They usually, when they do scrimmages like that, they have they'll come on like a Tuesday and they'll do like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, go back on Thursday night, stay home, and then have like the preseason game Saturday or whatever. And usually one of those days, either the last day, typically they have a scrimmage that is open to the public. And I don't know the facility there, but I know the Dolphins have like bleachers and stuff you could sit at. So I'm hoping that that's the case. And if so, I'm going to try to be there for that. So everybody hit the like button. Ali is saying 100 people watching, hit that like button. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, come over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, everybody, and hit the like button. Try to get in on the conversation. Everybody's in there. What's up? What's up, Robbie? I'm going to drop the link for everybody. We'll be in here for like an hour or so, just chopping it up. Yeah, Dan, if it's going on there, I'm going to try to do that. But, yeah, the Dolphins always keep dropping a little bit of this and that to keep something to talk about, which is good. So, yeah, I'm in Cape Coral, Dan. I know where you're at up there in that area. That's where they've got the springs, right, Dan?
Yeah, that's going to be up by was it Crystal River area?
I just went there last year with my family, and we got like a thing off the springs in Weeki Wachee or whatever the fuck it is. It's pretty nice.
Yeah,
Squid Games.
He's about probably 30, 40 minutes from Tampa because you got to cross the bay from Tampa.
Squid Games making a appearance. Ain't seen you in a bit, my guy. Where you been at?
Yeah, he hasn't been around in a while.
Around. What'd you get out of
days ago? He came around a minute. But...
We don't have a Squid Games get picked up. Spent a couple days in county. What's you been at, dog?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on, Ali?
Yeah, we were just talking about Weeki Wachee the other day.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, Weeki Wachee. Dan, see, I told you, dog. Sure,
right
been all.
How's everybody?
Oh, you got a new job, Squid Games. Cool, man. What's your job? What'd you get? What's up, Ali?
Not much, man. Chilling.
It was a
I got
good
some
show
breaking
on
news
Saturday.
for the show on Saturday.
Oh, you got breaking news for the show on Saturday?
Yeah, like as in what type of show it is.
Oh.
Not like news wise. Not yet.
Yeah. I was gonna say, well, if you wait all the way to Saturday, it won't be breaking by then.
I'm telling you.
I'm talking about well, I'll service announcement whenever you allow me to. I'll leave it up to you when you want to make that service announcement.
You can service the people anytime you want, Ali.
All right. Well, breaking news this
Hold on,
Saturday
let me
yeah,
Color,
throw the
I'm glad
breaking news down.
Yeah. It's just you could. All right, hold on. I'll do the breaking news. I got it, Color. Don't do it.
So,
TFTG breaking news report. Ali service you. Go ahead, Ali.
This Saturday on Late Night Exhale with me, your host, Ali. It's Broken Take Saturday. Bring all of your takes, no matter how taboo they are. Bring them to the show. We're going to bring you on early, and we're going to talk about them all.
Ooh, I like that. The broken takes. You've been talking about this. So essentially, guys, what Ali is saying with the broken takes is come with your, I don't know, it doesn't even have to be
crazy
a
takes.
wrong take. You know what I'm saying? It could be even a take that in this purview, looking at it, you could be even right. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Everybody
right, like it doesn't fall. It might be crazy, but it doesn't fall outside the particle physics model.
Kind of like
at one point, everybody called us crazy when we said that the Dolphins were going to grab a top 10 wide receiver, and look what happened. So you never know. You never know.
That's right. That's right. And then I called it crazy when I was told the Thursday before that, hey, Tyreek Hill's on the table and that there are talks. And I was like, you're fucking crazy. And then I said it on Friday, and 3 days later he was a Dolphin. So
that's right.
That's how crazy shit gets.
Telling you.
Yeah. So
yeah, like a broken take would be the NFL is trying to sideswipe the Dolphins by putting Patriots Dolphins week 1 on 9/11, creating an entire patriotism pressure on the Miami Dolphins. Unfair.
So I could reverse that take, even though I agree with you. I'm going to reverse that take and take the other side just to be fair. I think they're putting us with the Patriots week 1 because they want us to look good. We're going to destroy the shit out of them.
On 9/11?
Yeah, we'll do it on
9/11. We're gonna destroy the Patriots on 9/11, and you think the refs are gonna let that happen?
Yep. See, that's the kind of thing, and that's the betting money. That's when we'll really get in. Really on the broken takes angle, Ali. And this is really backstage shit, everybody. So be quiet. All right. This is a business meeting, y'all. So just be quiet, everybody. You should really
This is your insider business meeting that you guys are watching.
Yeah, you guys are watching the business meeting now, you fucks. Anyhow, you should really have how maybe even on some of the broken takes, how it plays into if you chase this narrative, how it's a betting advantage, or not necessarily a betting advantage, but like, you know, it really in a broken take, you're going on the plus odds side on that type of situation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So might even be the reason for making some money around here.
Yeah, kind of like them 80-1 odds for MVP, you know.
Well, they're 75-1 odds now.
Oh, really? So it's getting bet up. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep.
You're talking about Tua?
Yeah,
that's
Tua,
MVP. I think when they set that line, I think the entire army of Tuanon put their bet that day, and it bet it up to 75 to 1.
I'm gonna make a take that's gonna piss Color off live on here right now.
Don't be pissing me off.
If
AB does enough of that on his own.
No. I'm gonna. This is right out of his alley or some other people. If Tua becomes MVP, I'm gonna blame Flo.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
here we go.
Listen, I'll tell you what. If Tua
I'm
becomes
just kidding,
MVP,
Color.
I'm gonna blame Flores.
I was gonna say, if Tua becomes MVP, you might even hear me blame Flores.
Yeah, I'll be like, this fucking Flores guy's an asshole, dude.
Yeah, like, how did you not see this?
How the
Flores?
fuck I would be pissed. I would be so pissed.
Can I take that on record that you said that if Tua becomes MVP, you're going to even blame Flo?
Yeah.
Is that correct, Color?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
1,000,000%.
I'll have a whole Color, and I will have a full-on show of dogging the shit out of
You can
Flores.
clip that. You can clip that.
For MVP.
I'll be like, damn, people, never have I been so fooled by somebody by being a judge of character in my whole life.
Yeah. In all honesty, I really don't care if he gets MVP or not. I just want to win and get the Super Bowl, or win and get the playoffs. Get me there, and then I'm starting to become a.
Tua wins MVP. I'll blame Philbin.
I'll be like, that son of a bitch.
What was Tannenbaum? That's who I would have blamed.
Oh man, I'm blaming him right now. I still blame him for shit. That guy, God bless it, dude.
How many years did we want him to where we all sat here in the off season, created a whole list of guys that were realistically attainable, but we did nothing. This year we did that, and guess what? They basically got everybody we put on our list, like as a Dolphins fan base.
No lie. It was like, okay, we would when Tannenbaum was around, we would go, yeah, we need this, we need that, and then they would go and sign like the top free agent that we didn't need, or beef something up, or they would double down on a position, or just draft, and they would go, no, that's best player available, but you could tell that wasn't best player available. Like nobody had that guy over 5 of the guys you could have got. It's just didn't seem. I don't know,
man.
It was really.
That's the.
Are you stupid or something? Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've been saying about my enthusiasm is like, and even with the whole quarterback thing, I've always calling for an elite quarterback because that's something we haven't done. And so they kept promising, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to build. We're going to do that. We're either going to get we're going to do something different. That's what they kept promising. So it was either going to be an elite quarterback or it was going to be building around a ghost like we should have done for the last 25 years. But they kept promising that. They don't get the elite quarterback and they don't build up. Now we say, okay, we're going to roll with this guy that a lot of people in the fan base don't see as elite, but yet we're going to build, and we're sitting here going, yeah, right. You know what I mean? And they did it.
Since like 2018, when it became clear that Chris Greer was the end all be all, and he fired Adam Gase and all these other things, and then they brought in what's his name, the other guys that are his consultants. I'm drawing a blank. Marvin Lewis and there was a couple other guys that he brought in as well, and they from that moment it seemed like there was a plan. Now, Flores was part of the plan. Mike McDaniel was part of that plan back then. That's who they wanted on this team. And they had an idea of what kind of offense they wanted to
Caldwell is who
run.
you're thinking of, by the way.
Caldwell, thank you.
Yeah.
And they had, I think it was Marvin Lewis was on there for a bit, or no, it was Caldwell and somebody else. But anyhow, it just seemed like there was a plan in place that they go, this is the type of defense we're going to want. This is the type of offense we're going to want. We're going to allocate funds to pay for free agents in these areas. We're going to dilute and liquidate our team and get draft picks and go after these areas in the draft, go after, build it this way on the defense, build it that way on the offense. Next year we'll do this and do that. And the trajectory, it's a 5-year plan. Now, firing Flores and coming off that, I don't know what happened there. I would venture to say, and we might find this out later down the line, that they might have had Mike McDaniel ready to come or ready to be on this team.
I have made that hypothesis.
It is. Maybe Flores didn't want Mike McDaniel, or there was a struggle. There was a struggle for power or whatever. Flores wouldn't want Mike McDaniel on the team because he knew that it would cost him his job, and Mike could take his job just like that, which ended up happening anyhow.
Yeah.
So right.
I think
the idea is to sum it up, you're basically saying that Flores was cock blocking McDaniel, and they really wanted McDaniel in the building. And it was like, hey, you either get him in the building him as your OC, or we're going to get him in the building one way or another.
They let him try to do it his way, and it didn't work. And then the word came out because of how he was firing all his OCs and dictating the control on offense when he's obviously not doing a good enough job. That the word was out that people weren't going to come and be running this offense for Flores, and the Dolphins are like, shit, we're getting ready to drop $150 million on offense this year.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Make no mistake, they dropped hundreds of millions on offense this year, and they go, we need the coaching staff to support the money and resources we're putting in it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Captain. I believe
almost like
that
he didn't pass the psych test. Sorry, Ollie. It's almost like he didn't pass the psych test. You know what I mean? For that kind of control.
Yeah, I think the plan all along, no matter who was the coach, the plan all along is how we've built this team and bringing in all these players this year. I think that was the plan all along.
And
right?
It's not out of the realm of possibility that Gase was part of that plan too.
What I was about to say is the only variable I see is that I think they expected Flo to actually work well with others, and when it wasn't working, I would say, and that some coaches weren't coming and some players had different beliefs. I think that's what opened the door for McDaniel. I think that's really what the deal was.
So back when Flores was still our coach in the middle of the season, during the losing skid, I started hearing, this was early on. I don't even think I had my channel going by then. It was when I was doing doing fill-in work for Go Time Dolphins. Shout out to my guys, Go Time Dolphins, Kadeem and Charlie over there. Everybody check them out.
They're across the pond. Hell yeah.
Across the pond, the plug on the other end of the pond. Anyhow, back then, that's when I started hearing rumblings about, Brian Flores is not a nice guy, and that people don't want to work for him. When Gailey was brought in here, it came in, there was supposed to be a partnership. Then it was I do this and you do that. Then Gailey started losing his ability to call the plays, and Flores started superseding him, and Gailey kept his mouth quiet, and he just retired and went back into the sunset, took his whatever 10 million, whatever they gave him, and that was the end of it. But that from Gailey, who's widely respected, and from what I understand too, is Chris Greer called the favor in to get Gailey. Okay. And when calling the favor in to get Gailey, blew up in Chris Greer's face. He knew that people weren't that, and Gailey is respected all over the NFL, from the old timers to the young guys that were mentored by the old timers. The word got back that Flores was going to keep the control, keep all whatever, and I think that's when it slowly started sailing away. And then I think the team kind of zigged with the zag, more so the ownership with Tua and the quarterback, and thought, you know what, with this defense and this team rolled out with Deshaun Watson, then they went down that road. And then at the end of it, I think Flores is carrying a lot of blame that isn't his, that the organization should be shouldering.
I was just going to add to that. I was going to say that very thing, Chris, because I was going to ask you a question on that note. Do you think it's possible that
it's both things? I think it's both things.
Well, what I'm saying is, let's say they would have taken action earlier, like let's say after the 5th straight loss.
Yes, I think it would have done a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, and what the question really is, would it have done better for Tua in the long run? So, in other words, by not firing Flores when they had the legitimate chance to make it to make it appealing to us, the fan base, by not doing that, they in fact were not showing support for Tua. If they'd have got done what they needed to do when they had the opportunity, because they know that he was damaging to Tua, and they didn't make that move, then they were just as damaging to Tua.
Oh yeah, regard. But and that's the part I think that Flores is shouldering the organization's failures.
Fair enough.
In that aspect. But I think at the same time, all of the organization's moving away from Tua was because it was to support the head coach the best way, and the option was really on the table. And for whatever reason, the owner had a change of heart or wanted to wait, and that's when the
nicer guy is always going to win that battle.
That's when the things that Chan Gailey was talking about and the rumors that are coming about Flores there, that's when the owner seen it. And now I think when they started winning, things turned around. It was hard to move off, and thought, hey, maybe he pulls it out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Flores galvanized this team. Maybe he pulls it off. Maybe we can get McDaniel. And then somewhere around week 12 or 13, it was a complete shit show between Flores and everything. And then I think he got even paranoid about it and just started lashing out at people in the organization. And then it just dissolved, came to a head. We know there was a blow up. And again, as he walked out the building, probably shouldering some of the blame for Tua that should be shared with the organization. But he met his end because of his own doing, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much smoke.
And that aspect of it, he did it to himself.
That's right.
As far as that goes.
That's right. He didn't play the political game
the
right way.
Has nothing to do with the earlier. I mean, the only argument that I would make to that is that
so
the overall atmosphere was poisoned by Stephen Ross from the get-go. And
so in the
Flores might not have handled that poison the proper way, but it wasn't him that poisoned the whole situation to begin with.
No, I think he was the poisoner too, is my point. That it was him with the ideas, going around convincing the owner, making it more, all those things. Chris Greer and everybody, again, I don't know.
I just meant that it was inevitable. It was inevitable to happen like this, given what Ross did in the beginning.
Sure. Yes. There. Again,
oil and water. It's oil, like personality wise. It's oil and water. It was always good. As soon as that proposition was made to Flores, he did not ideologically align with the place of his employment. And it was always going to end this way.
Probably. Or at least there was this high road from him in that way. And that's kind of what I heard around the Chan Gailey letting go. And then I heard it again talked about at the end of the 19 season how Flores was just feeling himself too much. You know what I'm saying?
and that may be, and you know what, that could actually be a little bit of the fault put on him for not saying something from the beginning. I mean, I know I've been a staunch supporter of, hey, you know, the person that wrongs you doesn't get to choose when you retaliate. And I get that point of it. And Crypto's made that point vehemently, and he's right about it. At the same time, I think that Flores probably tried to take on too much by doing that, like by doing it the way he did. Like he should have probably just defaulted to blowing the whistle right away. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Even though I don't believe that, I understand why.
It's hard to say too, because I mean, look, as an owner like Ross, I'm just trying to put myself in his shoes. You know, you've only got so long, but then this kind of goes back, like, two things. First, I'll finish my thought on that. You know, it's been going on for a long time, and maybe getting this other quarterback in here with this coach will make me have a Super Bowl because that's what he wants. That's number one. Number two, kind of puts back to where, hey, maybe they thought about what Stephen Ross allegedly offered Brian Flores in the yacht incident that's in question. Did they not fire him for a long time because they were worried about him using that against him?
And that could be possible. And again, what I was really meaning about it was that if, let's say that we find out one day that universal morality dictates that he should have blown the whistle on day one. Let's say we find that out and we all come to that agreement. Okay, for whatever reason.
Okay.
It was his bravado that, to his detriment, that made him think that he, you know what? F these guys. I'm going to win despite them.
Yeah, you're right.
And all he got was 5 wins. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
that probably, if the correct thing to do was to blow the whistle early, which I'm not saying it was.
Yeah, I know what you're
we
saying.
all come to that agreement. Then it was his bravado that stopped him from being able to do that.
One of the deadly sins, bro. Pride.
Yep. You're absolutely right.
One of the deadly sins is pride right there. And so
vanity, even some vanity there,
and some vanity as well. Yeah, you're right. If that's what it was and became, this is where it would always have ended up, whether it was now or later.
That's exactly what I meant a couple minutes ago.
That calamity only has one end, because the Rock finds the hard place in that scenario.
And there's enough people in the building that were not that way that who else could be blamed? You know what I mean?
That's right. And you know,
he could have 10 other people that are just like him that believe in that. But they're not opening their mouths.
Is it you lay with snakes and get bit, or you play with snakes and get bit? I don't know, something like that.
Or lie with dogs, you get fleas. You know?
Yeah, lie with dogs, you get fleas, but snakes are different because you're talking about money.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's I don't know, that whole scenario has silenced as of late.
Mm-hmm.
Really has. And this is the time I thought. Now, the league meetings happened today, and I know for a fact one of the main topics of discussion they're going to be talking about is the Tony Busby thing. Not Tony Busby, that's the lawyer. Thank you. The Schneider thing. They're going to be talking about that for certain. And
supposedly they're already voting.
Yeah, you know what though?
I'm sorry. This is a really good point. Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, read it.
Paul LeBrick says, if you're gonna tank in any shapewear for him, I'm assuming that means manipulation. For him, you go through your quarterback. You don't go through the head coach. You would lose too much respect. Yeah, like they should have went like people have done in the past. Like go end around the coach, just talk directly to the quarterback. Hey, shave some points.
Yeah.
But then again, with what happened in Tennessee, who knows if they didn't do that? You know what I mean?
You know,
honestly, that's something we've talked about. Color.
We have hypothesized that before.
Yeah, we've hypothesized that if Tua sideswiped Flo that way that it could be, then that good move on you, dog. good,
Yeah.
savvy, fucking.
If it
veteran
was to the level of pure politics in the building, then yes, 201 and good for him.
applaud.
You know, yeah.
Paul
Applause.
If
Lebrecht
that's
is
what it got down
actually
to, if that's the base level it got down to, then
If it was
in other words, if everybody's slinging mud, Tua slung the best mud.
He
You
did.
know?
The one. I mean, look where he's at. They gave him
Mhm.
fucking a million weapons.
He's the one still in the
Yeah.
building. As
Not
I
only
said
still in the
before.
building, but like got everything and more you could ever ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul's absolutely correct though. That's actually how it's normally done, not just in football, but actually in
That's
soccer.
how the betting is fixed too.
That is usually what ends up happening. You hear stories of players being talked to, by their organization because they don't like moves that their coaches are doing, and
Ali,
it's really
I watched
big.
a
It's really
video-
bad
I watched a
political chess
video on
game.
this-
That's really what it is.
Yep, I watched a video on this Vegas whistleblower, and he was talking about how that's how they fix the games too. They go like one guy will go to a quarterback, and say, just do this or that, like, and pay him, and it's like nobody even knows that meeting happened. They'll go to refs too.
Now Paul says here, he goes, and you wouldn't go
Allegedly.
get Ryan Fitzpatrick. You wouldn't get Fitzpatrick if you were going to tank because that guy wins games no matter what. Honestly, what about this, Paul? The Fitzpatrick brand is the brand in which represents that you're not tanking and trying to win games like this. But in the reality is that you're not really winning shit with a guy like that.
Right, but what he's saying is he's
That's
not
an optical buy.
right, but Fitzpatrick. What he's saying is Fitzpatrick ain't the pathway to one win.
Yeah, you're right. You would just roll out third string guys all year.
Right.
What Paul
we would have kept we would have stuck with
But
Rosen.
you can't do that either. You got to have the optics of competitiveness, and Ryan Fitzpatrick gives you that and losses. Is my point.
So what you guys are saying is we don't know how to tank.
Well, that's another thing the media put on.
Don't know how to
Flores.
win the big game, but
Well,
certainly
back then-
don't know how to be a bunch of losers.
But
around
back
here.
then, that's another thing everybody put on Flores in the media back then. Right back then, when they even asked the question, because what's he gonna say? Yeah, we're tanking. Of course, he's gonna bow up and be like, "Nobody tanks on the football field." Are you kidding me? And that's how it was. But so they railroaded him right from the beginning. As far as taking the moral high ground.
That really does irk me though.
Nobody fucking made him take the job. It was common knowledge the team was on the fucking.
Oh, I get it. But what I'm saying is, like, to then blame him for not wanting it to look like we were tanking. You see what I'm saying? It's like a catch-22. It's like, what could he have done?
He could have said
he could have said to the media, "Yeah, we're tanking. That's why I'm starting Rosen the rest of the way."
Batman, you okay, bro?
How you guys doing?
What's up, Batman?
Your wound's okay? I saw that loss.
I got my Lakers shirt. I
keep telling you guys the Celtics are gonna. They came to play. Nobody listened to me.
Ali, I knew. To me tonight, I said this is a game the Heat might lose and probably will lose. I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
All
Heat
right,
Heat are gonna come out top on this series. They're the better team. What I am worried about is that they're going to go against a Golden State team that looks like they'll be waiting 2 weeks for them.
That's
what I worry about.
Yeah,
I don't want to say I'm looking through the Celtics, but to me, I think that the Heat will sew this up. Whether it takes 6 or 7, I don't know, but they're going to win this. They're going to win this tournament.
We'll see.
This round.
Yeah,
Batman, you think Tatum got that young Kobe hair going?
Oh my God, no.
You go look at his haircut, man. It kind of reminds me of Kobe back in the day.
That's disrespectful. No.
Hey, I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Kobe fan.
The young fro. No, that's disrespectful.
Okay, all right.
I'm already pissed off enough that they're wearing the 24 on their shoulder. And I don't know if that's for Kobe, but the whole team is wearing the 24. The Celtics is wearing the 24 on their shoulder patch. So.
Yeah, I think Tatum.
I know he has a Kobe tattoo. He has a Kobe tattoo.
I still think if he changes team, he come to Lakers.
That's what Lakers All Day was saying in the stream with us. I mean,
where's Lakers All Day been? He ain't been around in a while.
He was on the stream with Alex and us.
Hi, man.
Hopefully he jumps on. He looked like he didn't sound like he was going to be tired, but
he's one of our weak ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Lakers All Day been around for a long time.
So to talk about a little bit about the game, it's since 1970, You haven't had a starting lineup score 18 points in a game, and that was pathetic. That can't happen. I don't care if it's a preseason game. I don't care what it is. That's in a playoff game. That's unacceptable. I know you had your injuries up and down, but 18 points for a starting lineup in a complete 18 points. That's the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. And I've been watching basketball since I was like 2, 3 years old. And
I'm calling this for what I think it is in my heart. It's a throttle game by the Heat. That's it. They're throttling them right now.
I was gonna say that. All being said, Batman, is it such a low? Are you like encouraged that you can't really get much lower than that? Like it's only up from here.
I'm speaking for a million people. They can't get any worse than that. No, I'm
So
sorry.
that should be encouraging because you're not out of the series, but you've went to your depths. You know?
So I think the Lakers. I mean the Lakers. I think the Heat they're gonna win the series no matter what. Whether it goes 6 or 7, we don't know. But this would be it for the Heat. Like this is their parade. Being able to get to the finals again would be nice. Golden State's a whole other animal. They're a whole other animal. You guys like Wiggins dropping 30 points a game.
I know that's the thing I'm thinking about is Golden State is like outside of them beating them up, which you could do, but it all depends on what refs you get apparently in the NBA. Holy shit. It's one way, one game, and the other a different one. So that's just how it goes.
Now, to throw the Heat a bone, just remember, never say never. I remember when I said, watch, Cleveland's going to beat up on Golden State, and Golden State was the hottest team ever.
I'm not saying they can't. It's
but didn't they lose Durant?
Will they get called? Will they foul too much? Will
I think it was before Durant, though.
Because you know how Golden
Batman,
State
wasn't it
is.
before
They
Durant
want
when
fouls.
Cleveland beat Golden State?
I thought that
State
was
would
the
get
year they
30
had
points
Durant,
on
but
freaking
Durant
free
got hurt.
throws.
No,
for
the
that
year that Durant
series.
was there, he beat them. LeBron couldn't beat Durant over there, but it was before LeBron, before Durant. So it
Yeah,
was
they
the
brought
year.
in Durant because of that loss.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but I mean, look, it's just they got too many guys over there. And on top of that, Klay Thompson's not even playing yet to his potential for the
Yeah, I was
season.
going to say that.
Yeah, you got it's just too much firepower, way too much firepower over there.
What,
And
they've
again,
been
like you
shelving-
mentioned,
they've been shelving
never say never.
Klay. They've been shelving Klay Thompson all year.
No, he just hasn't been playing good. He hasn't been playing good, and then other guys are stepping up.
Ever since he had that injury, he like starts slow until he picks it up.
So I mean, he might be shelving himself.
I think we all
Fair
knew
value.
just by the win last game and then to this game, we knew that as long as they kept it close in the first half, that they could probably edge it out in the end. They didn't keep it close in the first half. They just let the game get away from them in the first quarter and played catch up, and it was just too little too late. I don't see them playing that game again. It's just that's how the ebbs and flow of this series has been. That's how all of the NBA's kind of been.
Letting the game get away in the first quarter. That sounds all too familiar, man.
The Heat didn't score a basket until it's like 7 minutes and 30 seconds into the game.
They only scored 11 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, I was thinking
While
more
they
like
scored almost 40.
I was thinking more like 35-0 in Jacksonville in the first quarter.
Yeah, Miss Finns is calling it. The officiating has been terrible, but you know what? That's okay. I expected them to drop this loss. It's probably going to go to a 7-game series that the Heat will win. That's how I see it. But the problem is,
man, I see Heat in 6, man. I do see Heat in 6. I don't know what tells me. It's like Dolphins 72 said, first team to win 2 straight is going to win it. So that's why I see the Heat winning bounce back game, right? Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then the next game is Friday.
Yeah.
Right. So I see Miami just saying enough is enough, but
that's what they got to do. That's what they got to do. They got to go enough is enough. And they got to hope that Tyler Hero's healthy and he gets the fire on him a little bit. And that's because all they need is that one other guy shooting like that to win. We know it's not going to be Robinson. He hasn't done it at all.
Yeah, especially that guy named
Atlanta.
Hero. We definitely need that guy named Hero.
Yeah. But back to football. They're having the league owners meetings. They're going to talk. They're voting on Snyder getting the axe. Yet at the same time, the Washington Commanders are looking at $100 million worth of real estate in Virginia to build a new stadium. I don't think they're going to axe this guy. I don't think they're going to cut one of their own out. I don't think they want to set the precedent of them voting each other off. And who knows what kind of dirt Snyder's got on everybody. There's already the Gruden stuff that came out. There's a
Chris, didn't they just do it to the Carolina owner for a lot less?
It's true.
Yeah, but Snyder's been there for a long time. He's one of the dirty billionaires in there, and it's in political town too. So who knows what buddy's got in
Let me ask you guys this. So the only major thing that Ross has been involved with is this whole tank for pay thing, right? That's the only major scandal
No,
that
we've had a scandal every 3 years in the Dolphins. So
what else is along that level?
The Bullygate scandal. I mean, at least
okay, but Ross wasn't the cause of the Bullygate scandal. He
doesn't matter as far as him being the owner and him having the black eye on the NFL, getting negative publicity. That could count against him. It's some kind of strike.
Okay, so what has he done besides this? That himself is actually the one doing it.
He's donated to a person that the NFL as a organization despises.
That's not really a scandal unless that
they banned the guy from ever owning a team. You know what I mean?
But
they hate him.
I know what you're talking about there, Color, but I don't think that
the reason I'm asking is because this isn't the first scandal that this owner Snyder has been involved with directly. Like everyone seems to forget what happened in Mexico and all the Washington Commander cheerleaders. All right, that's a big black eye, and if we're in the
remind me on that, Ali, because I'm not
okay. So what it was is they were supposed to have an NFL like a promotional event, and they were going to have it as basically a big photo op with all the cheerleaders. That's all it was supposed to be. Well, come to find out, the cheerleaders get there. A lot of stuff that they said was supposed to happen didn't happen. They asked the cheerleaders to dress very like scandalous and almost basically prostituted them off or attempted to. That's basically my understanding. The owner of the Washington Commanders.
At some set up some kind
I might not have exactly, but it has to do with that kind of line of stuff that happened.
Interesting.
So he set up some kind of meet and greet prostitution thing with his cheerleaders is essentially what you're doing. It had him dressed.
I'm not going to say it's prostitution exactly, but I will say you're basically selling you're using them in a sexual gain, and like I don't know how to say that. You know what I mean?
I know it's bad. Whatever it is, it's bad because I have a coworker that he's a diehard Washington fan.
Here, I'm gonna look it up exactly.
And he tells me every day. He asks me, "Hey, do you think the NFL is gonna cut him loose?" And I'm like, I mean, there's a chance. There's a chance. I'm not saying they will, but there's a chance.
Why they want him out?
Yeah, he says they like him and his buddies. They're from there, so they said that they really don't. They're against him being there.
No, the town definitely doesn't like him. The town is, I mean, that's like it's not much different than Baltimore. You know what I mean? As far as the demographics of the town.
Okay, so this is exactly what it was. So the Washington football team in particular has been hit with a slew of allegations by current and former cheerleaders in recent years. In 2018, a former executive, Dennis Green, resigned after it was reported that he sold access. This is part of the lawsuit, that he sold access to a topless cheerleader photo shoot to wealthy patrons as part of a suit package.
Wow.
Bro.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was pimping out his cheerleaders. That's right.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. This guy, listen.
So real quick, Chris, if anybody's ever watched, and probably, I was married for 8 years. Okay. So don't think nothing of this, but if y'all have ever seen that movie Showgirls,
yes.
Yeah,
literally the same, like what they were doing, bro. That's what this guy was doing with his cheerleaders, bro.
Yeah. So essentially, this is why I'm saying this isn't the first thing he's done. This guy has done a shit ton of stuff, and I think there have enough. I'm sorry, enough is enough now. Is basically what I'm trying.
Moss says, I mean, commandos. Commandos.
Wow.
You know what?
Maybe the cheerleaders can go commando. That'd be cool.
That might be the reason why he doesn't get in trouble. This might be a real one that even billionaire owners are like, yeah, we can't really get rid of this guy because I don't want to end up in a river somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't need
but look, no. But what's the worst that could happen? He could turn on them and say, "Oh yeah, well, so and so was getting massages too." Well, Robert Kraft weathered that storm, so I mean that's not a big deal.
Yeah, this happened in Mexico, from my understanding.
Wow. Well, yeah, or he'd be in jail right now.
Yeah, actually, I'm sorry, not Mexico. It was Costa Rica. I apologize.
International
Costa Rica
waters
in 2013 for a
Got him on
calendar
some-
photo shoot.
They would have already indicted him if it happened here.
Yeah.
Got him on some international waters and shit, so you
Yeah.
can't go. There's no government or any official or any law that you could really turn
Well,
to.
maybe Interpol for trafficking, though.
Yeah, I mean,
that could be considered trafficking, man.
Mauricio, the man posted practice film. Did y'all see it? No, I don't know who posted it. Maybe, I don't know. I've showed a lot of shit already.
So essentially, they were told that their cheerleaders or said they were required to be topless, though the photographs used for the calendar would not show nudity. Others wore nothing but body paint.
So it was like what's that movie we were just talking about the other night? Eyes Wide Shut kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, then it
Yeah.
says they weren't putting a gun to our heads, but it was mandatory for us to go. One cheerleader said we weren't
I'll check it
asked, we were told. Other girls were devastated because we knew exactly what she was doing.
It wasn't. It wasn't mandatory. Wait.
Yeah.
Say that again.
They're saying that they weren't like basically how the person's explaining is like we didn't have a gun to our head, but it was mandatory for us to go.
Well,
so
see,
basically,
technically though, they did have a gun to their head. They
kind of
did have a gun to their head because if it was mandatory, that means they would have been fired if they didn't do it. That's just the same as a gun to somebody's head. I mean, you're killing somebody when you take their livelihood away from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is crazy.
I don't know how he survives that.
I don't know, man.
I mean, what did the guy from Carolina do? I think he said a racial slur or something.
All I'm saying is that this guy has done multiple things, and this is only one of many lawsuits. That's why I think that he might be 1 foot out the door. Ross, yeah, we've had a couple black eyes, but nothing to the extent that we've had this past year. You know what I'm saying?
And nothing that couldn't be explained away by a bad psych test department, you know.
Yeah.
Like you got Richie Incognito in the building. You got the offensive line coach that was doing blow. You know what I mean?
Technically, those are coaches' hires, and the coach should have had
right. That's what I'm saying.
Whoever
wrote the psych test for their hiring process needs to be evaluated.
But that same coach now works for the 49ers and took them to the AFC or NFC championship.
Well, I might be onto something though, because if it's the same guy now that's still there, and that's why Flores slipped through the cracks, then you know, I might be onto something. It's like TD calling out the trainer. You know, like if we're getting a bunch of injuries, which this question was brought up under Gase, so I'm not trying to single out a performer or anything like that. I'm just saying that TD was asking a legit question that's been asked before Perform ever got in the building. You know what I mean? We were concerned about that under Gase because every other week it was, oh, we going to get any better? Oh, well, this guy and that guy's injured. Yeah, well, oh, well, woe is us. You know what I mean?
I know there was so much of that shit.
And so people were in the mainstream media were literally asking about what's going on with the training department down in Miami. So this was a question that TD was furthering from years ago. It wasn't directed directly at any particular training group. But given that that's who the trainer is working on the quarterback, obviously that's who the question was directed to. But it was an absolutely fair question that's been asked far longer before Perform ever got in the building. I just wanted to clarify all that while I was at it.
Mauricio said there's something on IG. I'm looking for it, but I did find something to show you guys real quick. It's hold on.
I just came to give me a chili dog and watch a good game, man. I don't know what's all this about. Wait a minute. So I still here? I don't know, man. I feel like they're playing a prank on me. Oh, whoa, there we go.
Hells yeah.
What a job.
Yes, sir. Sorry to be here, man.
Hells
Marlins
yeah.
do have a gorgeous stadium, man.
Yeah, they do.
They just need to put butts in the seats.
I might take my kids to a game.
You know, I
because
might
they're
become a
affordable.
Marlins fan just for the sake of y'all need them. I mean, that's how baseball is, though. You're allowed to just become a fan. Like, you can switch out. I could be a Marlins fan and a Cardinals fan. That's the great thing about baseball. You know, it's a gentleman's sport. Remember, that's why we all don't watch it, because we love football.
Yeah, we want to see some.
But I've learned some things about baseball. Like, you could, you know, it is actually more of a player sport than NBA is. Did you all realize that the New York Yankees still have to factor in, like, I think it is either A-Rod's or Jeter's contract they still have left on it that's part that hits their books every year, that when they go to buy players and all, they're still paying for
getting paid.
Yeah, A-Rod, yeah. The guy hasn't played baseball in like how many years? He's still under contract.
I think it's the Texans that are still paying him too.
Yeah.
He's getting paid like by 3 teams. And that's actually kind of why. Doesn't he kind of like own the Marlins now or something? Or he has
he's gone now.
Yeah, he's gone now, but it was Jeter. But A-Rod's been having, I don't know if he actually had business dealings, but he's been a real integral part of getting the train moving down there. I think he's a fan. I'm not sure.
I know somebody like owes him, like a team owes him so much money that they wanted to give him ownership or something.
That's possible. But
Damn, he's done gotten them so bad that they're like, here, just take the team.
But take for instance a player like Lance Berkman. The guy, you know, spends his career in Houston. You know, like they had good runs when he was there. Then he bounces around a couple other places, comes to the Cardinals at like 90 years old, starts slapping home runs all year to help us win the World Series. You know, it's like you have players like that all over the place. Max Scherzer, I think he's on his like 5th team now or 4th team already as a star pitcher. You know, it's more like basketball than, I mean, it's already been like that in baseball for years. You know, it is a player sport. So also, it's the only sport where you'll have other players come to your stadium and compliment your fan base for treating you so well.
Interesting.
You know, like the outfielders usually, you know, because they're the ones that stand there all day listening to the fans. But like other teams actually enjoy coming to our stadium to play. That's baseball. I know it's a little different, you know, for you, those of you that don't follow it, but it's a little different kind of than the way we are with football. But
so they're happy to come here.
Well, what I mean is like,
so you're saying we have no fucking home field advantage is what I'm hearing.
No, there is in the playoffs.
No, there's not.
In the big, if there's something online, if it's a big game or if it's in the playoffs, yeah, that it still plays. But what I'm saying is the song, if we don't win, it's a shame. That's how it is, bro. They literally don't care, bro. Like nobody cares about winning or losing, or it's all about whether you played the game right.
Sounds like a loser's mentality to me, bro. I don't know.
Well,
about
they consider not playing the game
a losing
right.
mentality.
Here's
to
the
me.
thing, though, Chris. The old timers, like the old traditionalists, they see the game that it needs to be played a certain way. Every decision has to be this certain way, and if you don't do it that way, that's what makes you a loser in their eyes. They don't care if you actually win the game or not.
It's kind of like when the NFL had that thing where everybody was supposed to be wearing suits and looking like professionals because the world saw them as barbarians.
Right. Exactly. But it leaks down to the play. It leaks down to the management too. Because, like, for instance, a guy could like look at Mattingly with the Marlins. He's actually been there a while now, and it's like, whoa, that's interesting. You get 40 wins a year, but if you're making the right decisions and that's causing you to lose, but it was the right thing to do for baseball traditionalists, then you're a winner.
See,
in their eyes,
I you know what makes you a winner?
Winning the fucking game. Right?
Winning makes you a winner. That's how winners are made, and
that's why I follow the Cardinals.
All that other shit's good. Don't get me wrong. I like the good stuff, but
that's precisely why I follow the Cardinals. You know, they win more often than they lose. You know, and when I talk about the big games, they're usually in them.
I don't know if this is the video, Mauricio. He said it's on Kinley's IG. Mauricio said, and but I can't find it. I'm looking. I don't see it. I did find this though. I think we've already seen this shit though.
Did you guys see EZ in uniform?
Yeah.
He looks good, man. He looks good.
Did they have him? Was it for the photo shoot for the uniforms this year?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That means he's a core player already. If they're having him do that stuff.
Did you guys talk about who got Hard Knocks this year?
Yeah, I haven't talked about it yet, but it's the Cardinals.
That's going to be really interesting, in my opinion.
I don't know. There's a curse on it.
There's always a curse on it. That's why I'm glad we don't have it.
See, that didn't even factor into my calculus last night, Chris.
Yep, there's a curse. There's a curse on it now. There goes something for broken takes, Ali. Keep it quiet.
Well, we got to. So, that little debate we were having about the Cardinals last night when we put the.
I got a bigger. If we're talking curses, I got a bigger one. And someone reminded me of it today, back from 2019, that I'll be talking about.
Ooh, cliffhanger. With that, let's go ahead and do the rundown real quick. So, everybody watching, make sure you're hitting the like button. Also, everybody, make sure to catch all the great content we have here on the channel. Talk 7 TMI Tuesdays, live around 9. Color commentary on there with him. I think Ali might go on there tomorrow, right? Ali, you gonna try to make that happen? We'll talk about that.
We'll talk.
All right. Thursday nights, late night color commentary. Everybody already knows. Ali's late night exhale on Saturdays.
That's cool.
You guys can catch TFTG the rest of the time, all the time. Holla at your boy. So
that's cool logo. It's a cool logo.
Yeah, just to clear up what they were just saying, I will be going on hiatus for 6 days over in Colorado. So Ali
checking out all that Colorado stuff.
Ali,
those mountains,
Colorado agriculture. They like
the
to call it.
Return show that Color has. Stay tuned. I will be making an announcement on Saturday about Color's return show to my show. That is breaking. That I want everybody, including Batman and anybody that watches Batman show, come over to my show because they're not gonna want to miss what happens.
Right. So Ali, so far, Ali's going to be covering me where he can. We're hoping he can. Did we already confirm for Thursday night that you're going to cover me there?
No, we didn't talk about that. Tuesday is the only thing that someone.
Who was covering me Thursday, Chris?
Well, I thought you did talk to Ali. Well, we'll see.
I thought we did too.
There might be nothing on Thursday then. Maybe Ali will be there. Maybe there'll be nothing. Everybody just have to wait.
Man, I might have to call Drubatron, man. No, I'm kidding. No, but Ali, if you're willing to, it's yours, man. Just try to emulate me. You know what I mean?
I'll try.
Yeah, come out there and start yelling at everybody.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I remember. Yeah, we did talk about this. So I told you, you got to come out in just your worst, like you got to sleep on the wrong side of the bed Thursday
Stay up
morning.
all night.
Oh,
with
well,
your
we were talking about when you were just saying in general whenever you're covering for somebody, and that's what you wanted me to do on Tuesday. That's the only thing we've talked about.
Oh no,
However,
Tuesday is a co-host for Tonks, so you can
Yes,
be
I understand.
whoever you want to be.
And then
So-
Thursday you come in wearing your color hat, kind of like
Yeah.
I'll swallow your soul.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it backstage. I gotta run this by the wife to make
That's
sure.
from
it's
Evil
okay.
Dead, right? Evil Dead.
Oh yeah.
Is that Lucy Lawless though? I swear it looks like Lucy Lawless, man.
Sure, man. It's whoever you want it to be, color. It's whoever you want it to be, bro.
Hey, Capitan, am I gonna see you at Beach Bash or this weekend or what?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there.
All right, cool.
You're gonna be there, right? Is MCJB gonna come too, right?
He's flying in tomorrow. He's flying
Yeah.
into Miami tomorrow, and I'm trying to get somebody to pick him up. Nobody could pick him up. I get out of work like at 6, so he gets here like at 3, and then I'm taking him out Wednesday night. I'm taking him out, so we're driving up on Friday, like midday. We're driving over there. And yeah, we're just we got nothing planned for Friday at all. I got one of my buddies, he's driving his own car from here from Miami, and I got one from Orlando driving over there too. I rented a house. It's gonna be fun. Larry confirmed today he's gonna drive down from Tampa. Louis Amador, he's driving down from Tampa. Obviously,
deal.
Freaky's gonna be there. I know Pete's not gonna be there. Pete's coming to Miami this weekend, so we're gonna miss Pete. I haven't heard from Russell. I know he had talked to you, Russell, see if he was going to come down.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from Russell in a minute now, like at least 2 months.
Yeah, it's
But
been a minute.
I'll be out there. I'll be there at 8 in the morning on Saturday at the beach.
Well, I'm gonna gas it up all on Friday's show and Wednesday's show. Make sure people come. Try to have a good time. Either way, it'll be fun.
And I'll try to pop in throughout the week. I just don't know when we're going to be out of internet out there. It's Rocky Mountains, so you never know.
High in those clouds up there, man. In those Rocky
Well,
Mountains.
matter of fact, there's a little town I'll give a shout out to in the Rockies called Leadville, and Leadville has a shop there that their motto is they are the highest grown cannabis in the country. Altitude wise,
Yeah, the highest altitude.
yeah, they grow because all their stuff's grown locally, so they boast that they're the highest grown cannabis in the country.
High nitrous.
Hey guys, my melatonin's kicking in, so I took a deep dose today of melatonin.
All right.
Much love. Appreciate you guys having
See
me.
you later, Gio.
Right on, Batman. Thanks for
Batman.
inviting me.
You took melatonin too?
I was gonna tell everybody make sure to go check out Batman and Gio on Miami Sports Fanatics. I was gonna say later, Batman.
Good recovery, bro.
We'll
Good recovery.
Tomorrow,
I know, right? Pretty good.
8:30 tomorrow. We'll be down tomorrow. 8:30.
All right, cool, man. Maybe we'll do some video recordings and we can.
That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
it'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right, guys.
Later.
So with that, let's do some final thoughts, boys. Because I'm
Gotta
done.
love Batman, man. What a good dude.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Me and Batman hung out before. He already knows how Capitan get down. I'm gonna leave the purple jacket here. It's too fucking hot to be wearing my purple jacket out to the beach, but I will have some fun.
And what you see is what you get.
Oh yeah, what you see is what you get with me, bro. I mean,
I mean with Batman too.
Oh yeah. This guy right here is the same guy that's at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's only so much showmanship I can do.
But y'all are gonna have to pay to get that evidence because you to be able to see us backstage, and prove that we're really who we are, who we say we are.
That's extra. Yep. That's extra. So all right, we've done the rundown. Ali, we're gonna see you tomorrow. Right, Ali? Now I'm confused.
Yeah. Tuesday
confused
night.
Now. Tuesday?
He must be running it by the wife.
Yeah, he's in trouble now.
I know. I didn't mean to get him in trouble.
I see it. It says "Be right back" in the back.
Oh.
No, it's not.
Damn, now we got to have a longer show, man.
Damn it.
We can't end without Ali's final thoughts.
I mean, no, we could totally put our final thoughts and just X out this whole show.
I know.
Leave it as a cliffhanger. Matter of fact,
You're
we should
known to do that too.
Yeah, we're definitely. Final thought: Colorado probably has become the new pizza capital of America. Yeah. I can see that, Dolphin Don. Oh, Dolphin Don, tell the missus thank you for coming on the other night at TMI. It was a great show.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's
It was
welcome
great.
anytime to come back and talk about such issues. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. She
good
wants
to have
get on.
an authority like hers on the
Yeah,
matter. That
and
was
to keep
great.
these boys in line, Don, please, for the love of God. Keep them in line over there.
Much
There's an
appreciated.
educated conversation over there, but
And she's got a great voice too. Like she sounds, like she really is well reserved, well thought statements. You know what I mean? Really good for the audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a dope show though. But all right, well, I'm out of here, Color. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Talk 7 TMI, and then maybe Color will do a little bit of open mic afterwards if he's feeling up to it, and we'll see you guys, later in the week. Some more stuff coming out. OTAs.
Fins up.
Fins up, everybody.